The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody. Bienvenidos, señores, to Circle the Bay Podcast, episode 132. It's the host, the Devious One, Ivan C. And he is back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is back. And someone better, he's back. So don't
you gave me the Eric Bischoff?
Yes, I had to give you the Eric Bischoff. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. He is back, ladies and gentlemen, because he is Mr. DeLorean himself. He is Mr. Time Capsule himself. He is Mr. the Time Splitter, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I got to give him a dog.
Give me ice. Yo, best intro in Raw history. I don't know.
That is right. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. Mike De Niro, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. What's going on?
It's so good to be back, man. I can't wait to get into all this shit. I appreciate you guys holding it down for the last 2 weeks. COVID had me on the ropes, but this is pure title rules, and I still got 2 rope breaks. So I'm back. Let's go.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to go because we got a lot to cover. But before we do, once again, ladies and gentlemen, at the bottom of the screen, all of you guys are, especially the ladies out there shopping for your man or for your Sancho, or baby daddy, whatever you want to call them. You want something very spectacular gift for the holidays. Purchase your items at manscaped.com. Make sure you put the DeLorean promo code for 20% off all your Manscaped merchandise. Capitalize DeLorean, ladies and gentlemen. You get all these wonderful gifts, all these merchandise that you can purchase for a great holiday present right there for your man or for your side man, baby daddy, whatever you want to call him. This is whatever you're going to call him. Just in time. What is up, my brother? Cheers. Oh, man. That's right.
What's good, Nick?
Mr. Universal himself.
Great episode tonight, the year-end awards from UW Podcast. Everyone check that out.
Oh, yes, definitely. That was spectacular. So make sure you go to UW Pod. And don't forget, this is brought to you by the UW Pod itself, too. So make sure, subscribe to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Check out their, UW Pod Awards. Juicy and Nick killed it tonight. Wow, that was amazing. I love it. So make sure you guys tune in. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, sure. Promo code DeLorean. Capitalize 20% off all your Manscaped merchandise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the elephant out of the room here. I guess how they say it, right? Or what's the term they use for that? Because it's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. There you go. Yeah. I'm not used to saying those words, but okay. But it's about time. I think everybody wants to know, give our thoughts. It's been all over the social media for the last 24 hours. Actually, this morning, as a matter of fact. But yesterday too. But into it. Well, as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, she has been released from the WWE. That is Mandy Rose. Due to explicit content that was put out on her fan, not only fan site that it's exclusive for the fans. You purchase I don't know how much you put on it, but I know it's NSFW content that you're able to purchase. Now, of what I've been reading, there's been stating that WWE knew about this, but they did not know that it was going to go this far, that she was going to put explicit nudes to this point. So HBK had to rewrite the show on Tuesday on NXT because she was scheduled to lose the belt anyways at New Year's Eve, towards Roxanne. Now, but when this happened, it was brought up to Shawn Michaels. He had to rewrite the whole show, and he immediately took action to, made her drop the belt. And at the end of the show, all futures endeavors, you have to go. And they were put against the wall, unfortunately, because it was too much expletives. I've been reading all over the IWC community, hashtag Mandy deserves better. It's a double-edged sword, ladies and gentlemen. And I know that you guys some people want to compare it to other situations that have occurred in WWE, but this is different. This is a public trading company. And I get it. That, like I said, I'm not backing WWE, or I'm the middleman here. I agree with Mandy. She has her rights as a woman. You want to, a woman's body is an art. So if you want to go ahead and do that, by all means, But other people take it different. And of course, but however, you're working for a public trading company, knowing that you're at the top of the food chain right now, you're at the top of the mountain. This could have been your exit out to back to the main roster, but unfortunately, this occurred. And whoever, remind you, the internet is a powerful word, powerful tool. They can do anything to expose anything of you. Whoever did that exposed that and cost this individual her job. So, but she would have made up a statement. She said, "I'm thank you for all the best well wishes. The fantasy, the site's still up, but I mean, well, I don't know, man. De Niro, we haven't heard you in a while, brother. Take it away. Your thoughts on the overall this situation."
I mean, it definitely is a double-edged sword because, like I mentioned this on the show before. When you're an independent contractor, and this is what the wrestlers are, they're independent contractors. They technically have the right to do this type of stuff. And if the WWE does not want their wrestlers doing these type of things, and if they feel like it's going to ruin some sponsorship deals or whatever that they have, then, that's on them because you are hiring these people as independent contractors. So if you want them to be employees, then make them employees. But we all know why they can't do that, right? And if you're going to, I need to go get one myself. But anyway, but if you're going to, if you're going to keep these wrestlers as independent contractors, then technically by law, it's their rights to have outside endeavors to make them money. So whether you want to look at this as her, showing too much body or whatever, this is still her right to have outside endeavors of what her income is from the WWE, being that she's an independent contractor. It's not like you and me who have a job and we're employed. You know what I mean? I could understand if my coworker does something like this and my job sees it and they fire her because that's, she's an employee for the company. Mandy Rose is not an employee of the WWE. What up, Tim? I appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much for being here.
The Banger Podcast.
Banger Podcast.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's where it becomes a double-edged sword. Like I think that she has the right as an independent contractor, but I could also see why the WWE will, frown upon this, especially they have sponsors. I saw one I forgot what it was. It might have been a Cultaholic online. They were talking about how the WWE has a big partnership with Mattel for their action figures.
Yeah.
And Mattel, of course, is catering towards little kids. They have board games, Barbie, and everything else. So it's like if you have all these sponsorships that cater to children, I could understand why the WWE would frown upon this. But also, this is the same company, like I mentioned before, like this is the same company that told Athena to be a little bit more sexier, to dress more sexier. This is the same company that up until recently, I'm not talking like I see people saying, oh, it's the same company that allowed their wrestlers in Playboy and allowed bra and panties matches. That we're not even talking about that. We're talking about up until recently, this year, told the women to dress more sexier. So like, how are you going to put Mandy Rose, Toxic Attraction, treat her as a sex symbol on NXT, and then fire her for being a sex symbol? I mean, that don't make sense. It's like, I feel like it's another instance of the WWE just getting mad that they can't make money off of it. They are not making money off of what Mandy Rose is making. And I tell you this right now, just by the numbers that Toni Storm was pulling in with OnlyFans and that Scarlett Bordeaux was pulling in with OnlyFans and the shit I heard about Lana, her fucking fan site, making millions off that, I guarantee you that Mandy Rose is probably making more money off of her fucking fan site than she was making off her WWE contract. Because she has an
NXT contract. That was confirmed. She's making more money than her WWE contract.
So, I mean, shit. I just feel like this is just a double-edged sword because you can't have sponsorships and be a publicly traded company and then have independent contractors and tell them they're not allowed to do outside endeavors, no matter what it is.
Yeah, I definitely. And again, I'm with you. It's double-edged sword. It's an unfortunate. I mean, again, of course, how you mentioned, you're an independent contractor. Of course, you're not pensioning my, no health insurance. What other way I got to make my money to pay besides using the payroll they give, to your performers? But I got other bills, financial responsibilities I got to take care of, and health insurance is off the roof right now. So it's like, she had, of course, I completely understand, but I'm with you too. It's just like, it's a double-edged sword because she has her rights, but then again, you're working for a company that is a public trade company that is supposed to be PG, that is heading towards the direction of PG-13, 14, you could say. But like you mentioned, sex symbol and all, it's just, it's mind-boggling because it's like, I still feel that she's going to come back, though. I think they're going to just be like, you know what? Let's just cool this down. We'll bring it back. And I hope they do. And, I hope they bring it, Scarlett, Brianna, Selena. Yeah, they did. Scarlett, not really. I think, shout out to Smack and Raw, what's going on, Ritter.
I wouldn't know, but Scarlett's is still up.
Yeah, I think Scarlett is still up. But shout out to you, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. But yeah,
I appreciate you, Devin, for welcoming me back, man. I appreciate you holding it down last week.
Yes, that's right. The tribal chief. That's right, my tribal chief. That is right. So, all right, let's move on because we got a lot to cover, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna do this as quick as possible. So, all right, yes, we said I saw it. The 9 Lives of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, which was it was okay. No, I don't think Mandy will go to Impact. I mean, she could fit there. That's if they allow it. Let's check. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. So you would know. The number 1 podcast on Pornhub would know. That's right. But Vincent Kennedy McMahon, was getting advice. Hey, you took bad advice, pal. Son of a bitch. I want to come back. I gotta make my comeback. Of course, the 9 Lives happened. The documentary, which didn't expose too much. It's just sort of like I feel like it was a teaser. It wasn't like there was a lot of things I didn't know about. I mean, him owing money to to Crockett, or I forgot if it was Crockett, but I didn't know none of that. See, that's something that was new for me. His dad finally agreeing, fuck these guys. Let's just go and screw them all. I didn't expect that from Vince Sr. I thought it was going to be him against his son doing that, going against the other promotions. But then, as he was mentioning, we wanted to come back, new allegations come out. And now a lot of people in the WWE and outside are saying it's still a bad idea to not come back because this will probably be your stock market might hit a low blow. Your sponsorship might back out, on deals if this man returns. And then, of course, Triple H and Stephanie and Nick Khan will lose their power if this man returns back to the WWE. So, De Niro, should this man stay home or should he come back?
This man should go to jail. If the allegations that the Wall Street Journal put out the last couple days, this man should go to jail if that's true. If Vince McMahon did indeed sexually assault those 2 women, then Harvey Weinstein, this motherfucker, go to jail. But you're innocent until proven guilty. If it's not true and it's just more stories that are out there, I still don't think he should come back. I think that the WWE right now is in a better position without him. I think that, this is not a 55-year-old Vince McMahon who was ready to take on the world in the Attitude Era. This is, what was he, like 77 at this point? Like, I feel like, at this point, go just enjoy life, enjoy retirement, enjoy being a grandfather. The WWE is in good hands. You saw the numbers that came out during the Q3 stock earnings. They're in good hands. They made record profit. So it's not like the company is losing money without you. So I feel like the best thing he could do at this point in his life, not just his career, but his life, is just ride off into the sunset.
Absolutely. He should. There's no point of you returning, Vinny. No, Vinny, we don't need you back. We don't need you back. And she was off. I did. Yeah, I heard about that too. Yes, stay far away, Vince, because none of us, even the fans, will want you back. No, absolutely not. Because
no, no, mm-mm, mm-mm, no, 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 hell no, 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 I refuse, no.
Like it has to be said too. Just off the rumor of Vince McMahon returning, the stock did plummet. The stock went down just off of the rumor that Vince McMahon might return. What does that tell you at this point? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little ridiculous at this point for him to consider coming back or even come back. I mean, I don't think anybody wants this. I don't think Stephanie, Nick Khan, Triple H, I don't think anyone in the company wants this. So I don't know. It could just be Vince wanting to do it. And Vince does still own the majority of the stock. So if he did want to come back, he doesn't need the okay to come back. He could just come back. But like, who are you serving at that point? Like, you're just serving yourself, and it's probably not for the best interest of the company.
Agreed. I mean, not only that, but still, he still needs. He may have percent of the votes, but the stockholders are going to be really pushing it. No, stay your ass away. Stay home. No, we don't want you. I don't even want you. No, I don't even want to see you. Just enjoy life with your girlfriend. I know your girlfriend's pissed off, and all these allegations came out too. Just stay home, Vinny. Stay home. You see,
keep dyeing your hair. I don't know if you saw the picture of him with the dark brown hair.
Keep dyeing your hair, pal. Keep dyeing that hair. No, nobody wants him back. I don't think he should just stay retired. But. All right, the topic of the night, which I feel that it is the debate of the week because De Niro called this one. He wants to bring this up, so let me play the debate of the week for you, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a debate that, you know what, I didn't bring it up last week, but I've been waiting for De Niro to hear his thoughts about it. So where is that damn video, man? So it's hard to find all these damn videos that I have here. Jesus, the debate of the week.
Love that.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Triple H severely underwhelmed because of the talent that he's brought back. They haven't performed quite what he expected. But here's the biggest. But this is a good question. Whose fault is that? Who's at fault? So, De Niro, the floor is yours. This is your topic of the night. The debate of the week here. Let the people have it.
I feel like Triple H is at fault. And I'm not saying it's not just Triple H. It's the writing team in general, right? You know, I feel like when you brought back a lot of talent, all at once too, and just threw them into storylines. And, you know, we expected the main roster fans and the casual fans to be familiar with people like Johnny Gargano. So when he returned back to NXT, he returned right to the main roster. People like Candice LeRae, people like Dexter Lumis, and he kind of threw them into storylines with the people already supposed to know who they are without reintroducing them to the WWE, right? And I think that if he reintroduced these characters slowly and didn't do like a major overhaul and bring everybody back almost at once, because it was like pretty much every single week someone else was returning, I think that if you slowly integrated them into the product, it would have been better. Because the casual fans are not necessarily tuning in to Tuesday nights, Black and Gold NXT, to know the story of Dexter Lumis and that he's a bit of a psychopath, or to know the story of Johnny Gargano. And I know that, let's see what Tim says. I think his booking, that would be the fault more than the wrestlers. Maybe Cross has underwhelmed. Yeah, you know, I see a lot of people talk about Cross as well. I feel like Cross's package overall is fucking amazing. I love that he has like the complete package here on the main roster with Scarlett and the music and the entrance. But what up, Dan? I do feel like he has pretty much, you know, underwhelmed in the ring. I think that when he has like these short sprints and he's able to put on like these short compact matches where he just goes in and beats ass, like that's Cross at his best. When he has these longer matches against guys like Drew McIntyre, you start to see him exposed a little bit. And I love Cross. I feel like they just need to cater to his positives and hide the negatives. So kind of like, I'm a big ECW fan, kind of like what Paul Heyman used to do in ECW. He didn't have the best wrestlers. Guys like the Sandman, they're not good wrestlers, but he knew what the Sandman did well, so he kept that as his character. Guys like New Jack wasn't a good wrestler, but he knew what was New Jack's positives, so he accentuated that. Maybe Cross is not a guy that goes 20, 30 minutes in a match. Maybe Cross is a guy who's better off in 5 to 10 minute TV matches, so give him more of those style matches. This way he doesn't look like he's exposing himself in there. No pun intended to Mandy Rose. But yeah, I think that at this point it's just basically booking. I feel like the wrestlers he brought back are all very talented. You can't tell me that it's anything with their talents. So it's just down to booking. Johnny Gargano's been in this fucking never-ending feud with The Miz for like the last 15 weeks, trying to crack like funny dad jokes and shit on The Miz. Like, is that really the best way to promote and book Johnny Gargano? Like that's down to Triple H. That's down to the writing team. That's not down to the wrestlers. So he could be underwhelmed with these wrestlers, but if they're not writing the show and they're not writing their own storyline, then how could you fault them for being underwhelmed? And you can't fault the fans. You can't fault the fans for not getting behind some of these characters because most of them probably don't know who they are. You didn't really introduce them. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say this because this is the shit that I gave AEW for how long? How long did I say AEW needs to show video packages and they bring in these guys from Japan but don't tell you who they are and expect you to know who they are? It's the same thing. You bring back a Johnny Gargano to a casual fan on Raw and SmackDown who may not be familiar with what he did in NXT, and of course there's not going to be much reaction for him. If you do the same thing for Dexter Lumis and you do the same thing for Hit Row and all them, like you have to slowly bring them back and reintroduce them. And I don't think Triple H did that properly.
Yeah, this is a tough call. I want to see what Devin says. Honestly, I don't think he feels underwhelmed because Papa H knows the process. Remember, it was reported, not confirmed. No, yeah, very true.
Based off the rumors, that's why I got the rumor. But yeah, who knows if this shit's even true? Like fuck dirt sheets who always
F them dirt sheets. That's right.
If it's a slow news week, they're gonna give you some bullshit, which is surprising why they even reported this because this is just hearsay and it is a very busy news week, so I don't even think that this needs to be reported by the fucking dirt sheets.
No, we're here to give our opinions, ladies and gentlemen. So I mean, that's it. We're just opinionators, we're not facts. But in this one, it's tough because you know how Devin mentioned it. It's a process. It is because I mean, I feel that Hunter wants, I think Paul Levesque wants to end this year with okay, let me bring these guys back, and then I'll start fresh, beginning my new chapter during the Royal Rumble. However, I did mention before that this whole December, there's no events for you. You have opportunity where to put these individuals that you brought back. This is the opportunity. There's still enough time. So, I mean, it's still a process. He brought them back during SummerSlam. It all began in SummerSlam and then from there. So, I mean, he's trying to possibly end whatever storylines were already, were there already before Vince left. This is probably already storylines that were already in place, and he just wanted to get them out of the way. Probably doing Vince a favor. Here you go, so you can see what I'm doing, and here I'm slowly transitioning towards my era. I know Bigley mentioned in the comments too. We should be concerned, criticize Levesque. Not yet. It's too soon. See, there's a difference. Khan has 3 years going on 4 with AEW. This man has been there longer. However, this is the first time now that he's in charge. So, of the main roster. Not the NXT, but the main roster. So, it's going to take some time. Look how long it took for him in NXT. Look how long when he barely started, how much he convinced, hey, I need this performance center. It took a lot. And it was a lot over their budget at that time. But he made it work. How long it took him? It's not going to happen all in one, 2 months or so. It takes time in order to see what progress we'll see out of these individuals he's brought back. I'm still going to be patient about it. I'm going to wait until when we see the Mania card, then we can criticize. Until then, I'm not going to criticize anything. I don't feel that he feels underwhelmed. I think right now he's just picking to see And not only that, giving the writers the opportunity, show me what you got, and if it works, we'll try it. I think he's doing a better job with that than Vince has. Vince at the end, fuck this pal, I don't want it. Give me something else. He gets upset. So, but here, in the other hand, Paul is giving that opportunity to the writers, and now they have to show what they got, and especially even the senior writers. Like, hey, do. Michael Hayes got to show up. Bruce Pritchard got to show up. So these are other individuals that really got to step up their game. And no pun intended, but still, the game meaning Triple H. But still, it's too soon for me to criticize and to give my opinions of, the underwhelming quote on it. I think I'd rather wait until Mania to find out where everybody that he brought back, where they stand and where they're put at that point. I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know if you feel the same, but that's how I feel.
I definitely agree with you. And I feel like regardless if these rumors are true or not, the shows are still night and day better than the Vince McMahon Raw and SmackDown. Like Triple H's underwhelming shows are still better than what we were getting before this. So I don't care. I'm still enjoying the product. I feel like Raw and SmackDown and NXT at this point, even with these rumors, is still must-watch television for me.
Absolutely. And you know what? And Raw and SmackDown has been better to watch. They're actually, now they're more watchable. I know 3 hours is hard. Fuck, it's hard for me to watch 3 hours of Raw, but then, there's certain things that I'm like, yeah, all right,
When the show is good, it flies by and you don't even realize you're on hour 3 and it's like, oh, wow, this is going by fast.
Yeah. And then,
I agree with that too. I can't wait for that.
I gotta do it for you. Gotta do it because he got me goosebumps right now. Son of a bitch. Why did you make me do this? Why? Because I will go fucking Flanders and fucking DIY in the main roster. Oh!
We had it for that really short time period, if you remember when they first came up. DIY, but it was like, 2-3 weeks? Like, DIY was awesome.
Ciampa got injured, right? Or who was it? Was it Ciampa or was it Gargano?
I think Ciampa got injured. Yeah.
Fuck. Son of a bitch. Yeah, you're right.
Ciampa seems to get injured every time he's like on a roll and about to do something really special. He gets injured. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's the business. It's the nature of the business.
That is the nature of the business. All right. Let's move on because we got the director coming in a few. And, of course, he is only AEW. All right. Very quick. They brought it back. They trademarked it. The King and Queen of the Ring. But here's the question. I mean, should it be on a regular TV platform, Raw, SmackDown, or should they really make this a pay-per-view? I mean, I fucking miss it. I want a pay-per-view. I feel what they should do is make a King of the Ring pay-per-view. The winners of the Queen and King faces the champions at SummerSlam, how I was back in the old school days. I think I would like that. I mean, I don't know if I would. I think the last type of story like that was when Brock Lesnar, when he beat The Rock, went to SummerSlam, to dethrone The Rock, become the champion. I would like for this pay-per-view, for this King and Queen of the Ring to be a pay-per-view. I don't know how you feel, Dinner. Do you feel it should be on a platform or a pay-per-view?
I feel like it should be a pay-per-view. Growing up, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year was King of the Ring. And I love that you had that incentive of winning the King of the Ring because you would get that title shot at SummerSlam. I feel like that's a cool way to do it. Having King of the Ring on a Raw and SmackDown, it just feels like any other tournament. And the King of the Ring should have more prestige than that. So we see that Triple H is getting rid of some of these pay-per-views like Hell in a Cell and other pay-per-views. So like, why not replace it with a classic like King of the Ring? I think that would be a great move. It always felt more special when it was a pay-per-view and not just on Raw and SmackDown. There's so many tournaments that happen in wrestling on regular TV already. What makes this special? What makes this different? Have it as a pay-per-view again. And I used to love back in the day the way they used to do, if you remember like 95, 96, when they would have like the entrance and the two little jesters open up the door, like in the entranceway, like have the fucking whole setup on the side. Like that shit used to be special. Like I miss that. Bring that shit back.
Oh man, good call. Fuck yeah, definitely. Definitely needs to be a pay-per-view. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm gonna see what they do with it. So yeah, all right. Of course, we all knew it, and I'm not mad about it. People know the world is, but William Regal is confirmed he's returning to WWE, but as a VP of what? And if you had the opportunity as a fan, where would you put him? So, De Niro, where would you put Lord or William Regal? Oh, you masked man. Yes.
Well, first of all, I would get rid of the Lord William Regal gimmick. I'll bring back the real man's man gimmick.
He's a man. He's a man.
Yo, what the fuck were they thinking? Anyway.
I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea.
I see so many people criticize, AEW should have used William Regal better. Just remember, the WWE had him as the real man's man. All right, fuck out of here. Anyway, I think that anywhere that you put him, he's going to do great. I think that it's cool that he's back in the WWE. There was rumors that he wanted to come back to be a mentor for his son who's signed to the WWE. I think that he'll play a big role.
Killer, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I think he'll play a big role also for when NXT Europe pops off. Like, he'll be perfect for that role as well. But yeah, vice president, fuck him, just make him vice president of the company. Like, the guy is talented, he earned it, and like, we all know the type of mind that William Regal has. We were all begging for AEW to put him in a creative position because of how smart this man is. So I think that anywhere you put him in the company, he's going to do amazing. And I'm glad that he's back in the WWE just because we know that that's where he wants to be. He never wanted to leave NXT. He was released by the WWE. So we know that this is where he wants to be. So I'm glad that he's going to be where he wants to be. Even though I do love what he did in AEW, the Blackpool Combat Club was fucking awesome. I love the fact that he got to work with guys like Moxley and Danielson and got to really mentor somebody like Wheeler Yuta, where he leads, Wheeler Yuta is a bigger star in AEW than where he was before William Regal came. So that was really cool. But like I said, we all know that this is where he wanted to be. So I'm glad that he's back home.
Me too. I'm very happy. And man, make that man to be the next Pat Patterson for Paul Levesque.
That's what he was in NXT.
Yeah. And I know Big Lee mentioned, go back to him. No, let Michaels run that. That's Michaels' baby now. Let him take care of NXT, which has been fantastic, by the way. But, let now Regal come and help Paul with the main roster. Be the Pat Patterson, like Vince McMahon had his Pat Patterson. Have him be this right-hand man. Make him your AVP or your VP of creative too as well. And then Paul just say, all right, cool, I trust you. Anything that involves was helping the main roster and the talent to put him up there, by all means, I'd rather have Regal to be involved with that. Yeah, definitely. All right, very quick. Want to get your thoughts, De Niro, because it's been a while. So give us your thoughts. NXT Deadline.
NXT Deadline was really fun. I really enjoyed the show, and also I really enjoyed the watch along that you did with Dom and Devin. Really cool watch along. So good shit. I thought the show was good. I like the concept of the Iron Survivor or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
The
Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yeah, I like the concept. It's different, and after watching wrestling all these years, it's hard to find something that's truly different. It reminded me of those old scramble matches. You remember the scramble matches that SmackDown and Raw had like in 2008, 2009?
Yes.
It reminded me of that. Plus, it reminded me of the King of the Mountain matches with the penalty box. So I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
Shout out to Roxanne Perez, who not only won, but Tim would appreciate this, gave me a lot of points on the fantasy booking. So thank you for that, Roxanne. Especially with her winning the title also this week. Woo! My points were going up. But anyway, I'm a big fan of Roxanne Perez. Was a big fan of her in Ring of Honor as Roxy. So really cool for her to win. And as cool as Grayson Waller is, and I like Grayson Waller, I just feel like it would have been a lot better if Carmelo Hayes won that matchup, just because I've been dying to see Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. I'm sure we'll still get that before Carmelo Hayes gets called up to the main roster. But overall, good show. I really did enjoy that main event between Apollo Crews and Braun Breaker. I thought they put on a good matchup. And Braun Breaker showing that he could high fly just like Apollo Crews too, which I thought was cool. But yeah, I thought it was cool.
Forgot about that one too.
I was about to say that too. The matchup with Alba Fire and I forgot the other lady's name. I need to watch more NXT to be honest. But
that's her name. Isla Dawn. That's her name.
All right, yeah. I think that it was a good matchup until the ending. Like I'm not all for that, Papa Shango fucking voodoo black shit coming out the ref's mouth like that. That's corny to me. Actually, NXT is supposed to be the alternative, so it's like that shit's just corny to me. Besides that, the rest of the show was a banger. Great show, great day because that came after. I'm sure we're gonna talk about Ring of Honor. That came after.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
A Ring of Honor show. So great day for wrestling. Saturday was.
Oh man, and the UFC, everything, man. Yes, but
and
NXT,
UFC, yeah.
Boxing to everything. But this deadline was
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
Yes, it was.
Rich Holland like that.
I always wonder why Pete Dunne was.
Yo, he was making him red too. He was making a mark. You saw Rich Holland red. The camera I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like,
what the fuck are you doing to him, man? Like, poor guy. You're just punching the shit out of him, fuck,
right? Shit."
Oh man, I enjoyed it. Everything overall. Shout out again to the Tribal Chief and Dom. We did a fantastic watch along. Awesome, man. I had a good time. I had a lot of fun. All right, and now let's get into it. Ring of Honor final battle. Yes, I hesitated. I know people no, I remind you, everybody feels different. Everybody has their own cup of tea how they feel about things, okay? But this, I did mention it on the watch along before we even started. I wasn't really happy about this event. I did enjoy, of course, the FTR and the Briscoes. That was one of course, the match of the night for that event. I really was not a fan of the ending of the Jericho and Claudio match. I wish it could have ended better, but I get it. They want to make the spin around, the spin around like a deadly. Oh my God! Like I have to. My head is spinning. Oh, but it's okay. One thing I didn't like Juice Robinson's dress in short tights, man. He needs to have wear those long pants, Bullet Club again. He needs to have that. Just want to throw that out there. He looks weird. He looks like, man, reminds me of NXT. Like, fuck.
Yeah, he looks like CJ Parker again.
Yes, and I don't want it. Oh no, don't do this to my boy Juice, man, because that's horrible. Right? I love Juice Robinson.
Some pants on.
Oh man. Well, break it down, De Niro. Give us your take overall for Final Battle.
I thought that Final Battle was a good show. Here's the thing, like I don't know, like I don't know if you feel this way, but we'll talk a little bit more about Ring of Honor later. I got a bit of good announcement for the Wrestling Delorean. We'll talk about that later. But I went to a bunch of Ring of Honor shows, like from 2004 all the way to 2014, 15. I went to a bunch of shows, and one show that I caught almost every year when they were in the Tri-State or in Philadelphia, I always saw Final Battle live. And Final Battle is Ring of Honor's WrestleMania style show. I don't know if it's the presentation. I don't know if it's because they have all these AEW wrestlers on there, but this did not really feel like a Ring of Honor show. Besides the commentary, this just felt like an AEW pay-per-view. Like this felt like an AEW show. It looks like AEW light. And I want Ring of Honor to have their own identity. I hope that we get more of an identity for Ring of Honor when they go with their own show. It's just that this did feel like an AEW show. They're in the big venues and all that. Like, it doesn't feel like Ring of Honor to me yet. I feel like Ring of Honor needs to come back fully for it to feel like Ring of Honor. But overall, the show I thought was good. The opening matchup was good until that little botched ending with the referee, and then fucking Roosh and Juralistico, whatever his name is, beat the shit out of AR Fox. That was fucked up.
It was.
I gotta say, like, I feel like Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia had a banger of a matchup. These guys are amazing together, great chemistry with each other. Briscoes versus FTR may be, in my opinion, their best matchup that they had in probably the best tag matchup of the year, I would say, was this double dog collar matchup between these two teams. They beat the living shit out of each other.
Oh my God, man!
Tag team matchup that will be better than this matchup. I put this over Street Profits versus Usos. I put this over everything. Like, I put this over the other two matches between these two teams. Main event was really good. The main event, I liked it. And I thought the finish was a little weak because we never saw the swing as a submission hold. But I thought besides that, the action was good. Samoa Joe looked like a monster. I feel like Samoa Joe is back to his old self. Like, hey, Chris, what's good, my man?
Just hanging out, man. Drinking some water, coffee, and vitamins.
That's what's up. Missed you.
Oh, I'm right here. I'm always right here. I almost said 714, which is my old area code, but 818, I guess now.
But yeah, I think Samoa Joe looks like $1 million lately. He's been killing it. This match with Juice was really good. And yeah, like I said, overall, the action was good. I love the females matchup. I think that's really cool that Athena is Ring of Honor Women's Champion. That was a great matchup. It delivered in ring. I thought that it definitely delivered in ring. I thought it was a great show. I just feel like it was just like little things that took away from it, like the botch in the opening matchup and then Roosh beating the shit out of AR Fox. That was fucked up. But besides that, I thought that in ring it was a great show.
Yeah. I mean, the in-ring was great. It just that for me, everything was just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, that's just me, you know, but I have to go back and rewatch it again to concentrate more because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it wasn't a bad show in-ring wise, but the plot-wise, story-wise is what disappointed me. It's just that there was no build-up. Like, it wasn't enough build-up. Hell yeah, you know, and then announcing Briscoe's FTR in the last minute of the show, like, that's what really got me like, you know.
This is why they need their own show. I mean, Ring of Honor only had 3 shows this year. Like, they only had 3 shows the whole year. So it's hard to build to each show when most of the time that they had was also on AEW. So, of course, AEW is going to give most of their storylines to AEW. Ring of Honor was like an afterthought on AEW television. And then you expect the afterthought to be building up to these big super shows. Of course, the shows are going to come off underwhelming.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is. I mean, definitely is. All right. All right. We're almost there, Director. We just got 2 more things to knock it off, and then we'll start with Dynamite. Which I actually want to get your opinion about it. You know, but Ring of Honor. Well, before we do Dynamite, Ring of Honor, no TV deal, but they are bringing the Honor Club app, and they're getting New Japan involved. So now they're going to be having the Honor Club app again. And now they're going to be having the weekly shows. But the question is, we don't know where, at the Universal Studios in Florida, or they're going to do it when they record Dark Elevation or Dark. They haven't announced more details yet. But we know that he couldn't get a TV deal, so he used the application. So was this a good move or a bad move? So, and what's New Japan involvement? Are we going to see maybe again worlds collide between them? You know, of course, between them and New Japan, and maybe involved, or what do you think is the future for this Honor Club app? App, and now
what does Honor Club offer currently that's successful? Like, I have no idea what the app is.
Well, what this app offers is the library.
Wait, no, what does it currently offer right now? Sorry, say again.
The Ring of Honor video library is currently on there from 2002 all the way to 2022.
That's the only thing the app has.
Yeah.
And it's only $10 a month. So
it's not like it's not like ESPN where you have, or DAZN where you have a bunch of other successful.
No, it's just Ring of Honor.
And it's already existed for a while. Like, it's already.
This was their streaming platform before Tony Khan brought it. They had it for a couple years, and then
Ring of Honor did?
Yeah, Ring of Honor did on their website. Then they shut it down for a little bit. And now they reamped it, and now it's an app. Before it wasn't an app. You had to go on the Ring of Honor website to see it. Okay. Now they have the app for it.
I get it. So it was – okay. So, yeah. So it's an in-house app. It's not a third-party company that they're going to that already has successful branding. And now that they couldn't come to a TV deal, they're like, all right, let's just go to our own app, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. do people care enough? I see New Japan on the screen. Does that mean that it's also going to be on that app?
So Tony Khan announced on the scrum for the Ring of Honor show that Ring of Honor, they had a working relationship with New Japan before he brought the company. So they're going to be working together. New Japan and Ring of Honor are going to be working together on the weekly Ring of Honor show on the app. So this way, AEW could just be dedicated to AEW wrestlers. We're not going to see an influx of New Japan guys coming in all the time. And then Ring of Honor storylines, they're going to keep that all on the Ring of Honor side. So I guess all that means is we'll see more New Japan guys with the Ring of Honor roster for the Ring of Honor TV show.
But we will see New Japan guys in Ring of Honor on the Ring of Honor app.
Yeah.
It won't be New Japan Pro Wrestling.
No, they have their own app. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. It's an experiment. I don't think it's going to go very well because depending how much it is, I mean, yeah, you're basically paying to watch just one company on one app that has one thing plus a library. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no overhead for them, I guess. So it's better than nothing, right? So it's not like they have to pay ESPN and compete with NFL. So we'll see.
Yeah. Your thoughts on dinner room? Go ahead, take it away.
I mean, of course, we were all hoping for something better than this. We were hoping for a TV channel, at least. Like if it wasn't going to be on Warner, then maybe another TV partner would pick them up. I feel like this is just to get the show off the ground and then, you know, maybe have something to show TV channels in a year or so. Like, I don't think that this is the final destination for Ring of Honor. I think that this is just the time being so they could get it off the ground. And then you could build a buzz behind it and then take it to a Warner and be like, listen, we've been doing the show for, you know, about a year. It's got a buzz. We could, you know, put this before Rampage or whatever they want to do. Like, I don't think that this is the final destination. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. Like, this is basically what WWE did with NXT with the network. You know, NXT before it was on USA was on the WWE network. So, like, I could understand them having a weekly TV show that they do on their app. It's just, you know, we all expected a TV channel. We didn't expect it to be on an app. So I'm not mad at it. I actually downloaded the app. Pretty awesome. They do got the video library dating all the way back to 2002. Really, really cool shit. Like, I like the app. It's very user friendly. I don't know how I feel about paying $10 just for the, you know.
Oh, $10? Holy shit. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't pay that for ESPN. I get $10. I get like Hulu, ESPN, Paramount Plus. Holy fuck.
$10 for Honor.
I was thinking like $4.99 maybe. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're paying $10
Can you put that back up from Devin? How does the Honor Club app grow their audience? Seems like it's for a niche audience. That's a good point too. Like, it's very niche.
Right,
and
yeah, you're not going to get casual fans like stumbling across and going, "What the fuck's this?"
This doesn't grow Ring of Honor at all. Ring of Honor was better just fusing with AEW, like they had it for like the last couple months. Like, this doesn't grow their audience, especially if you're going to do it in Universal as well. What money are you going to make off Ring of Honor if you're in Universal Studios? We all know when Impact ran shows there, it's free for the people to go there. It's free. You can't sell tickets in Universal Studios. So the fans will be there for free. So you're not making any money off attendance and you're expecting people to pay for a $10 app. I feel like this is going to be a big loss for Tony Khan. I don't think that he's going to be making much money off of Ring of Honor until he builds up more of a buzz for it. But then again, how do you build a buzz for something that you're expecting people to pay $10 to even learn about?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue there and the biggest question. We just have to wait to see if it succeeds. And I really don't feel it will. I mean, there has to be more marketing for it and to get us invested to invest $10 for an application. Don't get me wrong. Of course, we want the library. I think that's one of the advantages he has. But in regards of instead of Jericho, now you have Claudio as the main guy who's going to be representing the company. You have Yuta as well. You have the Briscoes that you cannot put on television, which is a major factor why they couldn't get a TV deal. But now they're your tag champs. You have Samoa Joe. You have Athena now. And you have the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage. The thing is, are they marketable? Are they able to get people to like, yeah, I want to see it? You know, because they're already so used to seeing him at Dynamite or in Ring or Dark or Elevation, it's gonna cause a problem. Because like, nah, well, why am I gonna pay $10? Probably the $10 you'll pay is for the library. It's probably the only thing I would say.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna rely too much on the New Japan talent too. I feel like that's why they announced it with it. So people are going to go into it expecting to see Okada and Tanahashi, and because you can't tell me that people are going to pay $10 to see Brian Cage. Like, I'm a big Brian Cage fan, but you haven't built these guys up enough for them to be stars like that. So it's like you're not going to pay $10 to see Wheeler Yuta and Claudio when you can see them for free on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Last topic.
You would probably make more money putting that shit on YouTube. Put the shit on YouTube for free. Get the ad revenue from Google AdSense. You'll make more money that way than fucking asking people pay $10. Have the Honor Club app. That's good to have an app. Have an app where they have the video library. Put the fucking show on YouTube. Come on. Like, you can't expect people to pay for something that people don't know about. And it's a shame because Ring of Honor is by far one of my favorite companies of all time. I always say it is the company that got me back into wrestling. Almost fell out of love with wrestling. Ring of Honor is what got me back into wrestling. So it's a shame that this is the route that they're going because it's like, it's such a great product if people knew about it. And I expected Tony Khan, the guy who's already on TV, to build enough buzz so people know about it. But there's been a year and people still don't know about it. And now we're expected to be successful on an app for $10.
Thank you very much, John, for tuning in. Appreciate you. But man, you fucking make good points.
Let's fucking go.
Yes, you make good points. All right, before we get into Dynamite, I just want to get out of the way. All right, so now because it's big. Why I say it's big because now Sasha Banks, WWE, since the summer, she agreed to go attend the New Japan. She's going to Wrestle Kingdom. She'll be there, and she'll be working some dates. This is where we're gonna. The dates are what dates? She's not gonna work on Wrestle Kingdom. She's just gonna be in attendance. And hey, I'm assuming she's gonna challenge the winner for the IWGP Women's Belt, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna work New Year's Dash because they announced New Year's Dash. They're not gonna announce whatever theme song comes out. You're facing that opponent, which is awesome. She's working certain dates, and of course the Saraya, tease. Hey, the women's tag team division in AEW could work. Oh, I might have a partner in mind. So it's like she has the liberty to work anywhere she wants. The clause is not there. They came to her and attorney came to the agreement that the non-clause is gone. So now she's officially a free agent. Because now we know why all those trademarks were because she's changing her name. Obviously, she can't own Sasha Banks, of course. But man, are you excited to see the free agency of Sasha Banks? Are you excited to see where could she go? Do you feel like she might just stay? Would she go to AEW permanently or just a visit and then still everywhere else? Are you excited, director? Or how do you feel about Sasha Banks' free agency now?
I know she's been doing the cryptic tweet thing where some fan said something like, I can't wait to see you. And then she replied with like, I'll see you sooner than you think. And we never know what that means. Aleister Black did that. And he obviously just went back to AEW. We were all like, oh shit, he's coming back to Raw or whatever. It's unfortunate that she didn't get to sign. I don't know what deal was offered or if it was not offered at all. Or maybe they just have yet to come to a deal. Just because she's a free agent and did not renew her no-compete clause does not mean that she cannot still go back to WWE. She is just now legally allowed to listen to offers from other companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to kind of just do that. That doesn't mean she may not go back to WWE, but it also now means that she is legally allowed to go wherever she wants to. I would like to see her back in WWE. The women's division isn't hurting, but it is better with her in it. And I will always associate her with that brand.
De Niro.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, I feel like she's perfect in WWE. I think that this is big for New Japan. This is really cool for them, especially if they're trying to get a women's division up and running. I could see Sasha doing some shots with New Japan and shots with AEW, like maybe things that she was interested in doing while she was in WWE. But I do feel like this leads to her eventually re-signing with the WWE. I don't think that she signs with anybody else. I think that this is just going to be like as a free agent, working with other companies, doing one-offs here and there. But yeah, I really can't see her in any other company long-term signing a contract, but in the WWE. So I think that this is just going to be cool little appearances here and there.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think for me, I feel that she wants to explore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, she is a WWE for life. She was a homegrown talent. I mean, she only did a few independent circuits before she became Sasha Banks, but which was in WWE. I feel that she wants to explore, freelance a little bit. I want to work in New Japan. I want to work for Stardom. I'm gonna want to work for Tokyo Yoshi Pro. Work the Japanese girls, but she's been watching and she also acknowledges them. She mentions them. She says, these are the idols that I idolize from Japan, and I watch their matches. The Lucha Libre women as well. She might want to go to CMLL and venture out there. AEW, I mean, she could go, be great. Don't get me wrong, it will blast the women's division like more than what it is now with such talent that they have in the women's roster for the AEW. But it will elevate it more. But was she a permanent stay? I don't think so. I think she's more exploring and venturing out to see partly to get that itch back. That could be another thing. You want to get that wrestling itch back. And she's mentioned before that she's like, man, I'm done. I'm tired of this. I just, you lose it. You lose your passion out of it. She probably wants to spark that passion back and be that Sasha Banks that she originally was in NXT. When she came to the main roster the first time. I mean, I hope nothing for the best for her, and I'm excited to see what she's going to do in New Japan. I'm excited, and mind you, New Japan is the first promotion that's going to have AEW roster talents. It's going to have WWE talent and Impact talents. It's like, fuck, it's never ending. It's like, fuck, New Japan is the staple of all these promotions, that I want to work with. So, and Noah too, I'm excited, man. 2023 is going to be a banger of fucking pro wrestling, man, because a lot of shit is cracking. And I am so happy. So Raven, I mean, why call you Raven? Why did he call you Raven?
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Hey, Raven was my favorite wrestler from like 7th grade to 9th grade, so I ain't mad at that at all.
Quote the director, Evermore.
Nevermore. I used to remember all of his little fucking speeches and shit, dude. That was such a Raven mark. It's so funny.
I love Raven.
This shit. Well, I mean, this is just an adventure, I'm excited if she does come back, but we'll wait and see. Man, I'm just excited. We'll get in. That's going to be another topic for another time. But what's time, ladies and gentlemen? It is time.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
Oh, it's not Vader time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for. That is right, Dynamite. That happened, of course, 24 hours ago. Winter's coming, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. And I said the crowd made it livid. I enjoyed it. But man, let's get into the action here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. Let's get into the Trios matchup. Match numero 4. And I'm happy that they finally opened the show with this because I did mention last week this should not be a main event. I was assuming they were going to put it the first hour as the main event, but they put it in the beginning. Tony Khan, I've been watching and listening to our show, so thank you. I know you have. But I really enjoyed this matchup. Of course, now Death Triangle with the win because Jackson, I think it was Matt Jackson, or was it Matt Jackson that got hurt, right? Or Nick? Was it Nick or Matt? It was Nick.
It was one of the two. It was definitely one of the two.
One of them got hurt, and of course, it was a scary moment with his ankle. So, which I'm trying to remember where, but you guys will help.
He did a corkscrew plancha. He did a corkscrew plancha off the far right side
to the outside, right?
towards the hard camera to the outside, and I saw him react immediately. I was like, "Oh, that was too subtle of a reaction to be not real." Like, he didn't oversell it. It was like he tried to walk it off. Yeah. Very realistic. I was like, oh, that looks like it fucking hurt. So, yeah.
But of course, Death Triangle with the win. Penta passing the hammer to Rey Fenix and got him in that ankle lock and made Nick Jackson tap. And now it's 3-1 in the series. Of course, we see the aftermath. Kenny Omega, okay, you guys want to play dirty? You guys want to fucking play dirty? All right, we're making a false count anywhere for the next matches coming up. So it looks like it's a false count anywhere, no disqualification on the next upcoming matches that are happening. And I mean, like I said, I'm happy that it happened for an opening matchup. If they're going to 7, which they are, leave that for the first hour main event. That's just me. But teach his own. But director, take it away. Your thoughts about this opening matchup?
Let me try to find the words. Great opener. I love how I will always say this. I love how they open with a match instead of a mic. That's one of my favorite things about AEW's branding. I was curious how they were going to make me care that this was going to potentially go 7 matches. And they did it. I didn't know how. I didn't know if they were going to. I wasn't looking forward to 7 matches. But I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm cool with the hardcore match between the 6 of them. Yeah, let's do that. And now I care again. And now I'm excited. And they did it exactly right when I needed them to do it, because I was gonna watch all of the matches, but I wasn't gonna be like, I can't wait for this next one. It's gonna be like the other 7. No, I can't wait for the next one because it's not gonna be like the other one. So yeah, they did it, and I'm stoked. Can't wait to see what happens next week. I am tuning in for sure.
Absolutely. De Niro.
I totally agree. Like, I was not really looking forward to seeing this matchup 7 times, because every time you announce a best of 7 series, it always goes 7. Like, when has there ever been a best of 7 series and it's like a clean sweep of 4? You know what I mean? You don't see that. So we knew it was going to go 7. And I like how they were telling the story in between the matches of the hammer constantly being used. So I like that, we do have this story going into the next matchup that is going to be hardcore or no DQ, because the Elite's fed up of the hammer being used. So I think that really did lead. It was a nice halfway mark in this whole series to get you excited for the next one. This matchup itself, everybody delivered. All 6 men are so talented. I thought that this was a great opener. When you have any type of combination between these 6 guys, it's going to be a great fucking matchup. So I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, I did too. I enjoyed it. It was great. I'm telling you, the chemistry between these 6 individuals it's a banger, man. I really enjoyed it. But I'm hoping to continue with making it the opening matchup until maybe the final one, which it looks like it's going to get to that. And also, Tony Khan did mention that NBA sound, yep, he bought the rights for it. So in case if anybody asks me, what the fuck? That's supposed to be NBA shit. Like, no, he bought the rights for it to use it. So he's using it. And they've been using it on BTE, which is hilarious because you see Daniel Garcia and who was it? And Private Party talking about, trying to be like, like the first take, debating who's going to win game, game 1, match 1, match 2, which is great. I love it. I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed the matchup. I wasn't, I wasn't mad about it, but it was a great matchup. All right, let's move on. This is the one that I really want to get you guys' take on it. So yeah, again, listen, that we're gonna come out, but unfortunately, slap nuts. That's right, Double J E F. I can't do that.
JARRET. It's Jeff Jarrett.
Ain't I great?
Slap nuts.
Yes, slap nuts. Of course, they came out and attacked the Acclaim, and looks like they're going to be the next challengers for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Are you invested, excited at seeing Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal going after the tag team titles? Take it back to you, De Niro. Take it away.
I am. I mean, I don't know if I'm like the only person who is consistent with wrestling podcasts. Talk about how much I love Jeff Jarrett, because everybody I know hates this fucking guy. I never had a problem with him. I always thought he was cool. Always liked this shit in TNA. Always liked this shit in WCW. I don't know. I was just a Jeff Jarrett fan. But it may have been the guitar. I like smashing guitars. So I feel like I am hyped for this. I think that Jay Lethal, like especially Jay Lethal, should be getting the shot. Like I think that he's too good of a wrestler to constantly be booked as a loser on AEW. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal make a good team. We saw it at Ric Flair's last matchup. We saw it against Sting and Darby, but that's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me because they did just lose to Sting and Darby, and Sting and Darby has never lost a tag team matchup together. So this is
a fun fact for the kids at home.
Yeah, why is it that Sting and Darby never get a tag title shot, especially when they just beat the team that is now going to be getting a tag title shot? I feel like I don't know if they want Sting and Darby to become tag team champions because then Sting would have to wrestle on a more consistent basis. But I am excited for this. I like the whole guitar shot on Max Caster. I like that Jeff Jarrett brought back the slap nuts. He hasn't said that since WCW days. So really cool to see that. And yeah, I think that's really cool to see Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett as a team, especially with their history in TNA. Jeff Jarrett was the man who put Jay Lethal on television for the first time. So this is a cool little team that they have going, and I'm all for
it. Okay. Director.
Who else is there in the tag division? I mean, besides Sting and Darby, which I think makes sense. That I mean, technically, also they are a tag team, but they're like not a tag team. Like they are two people in a team, but I wouldn't consider them in the tag division. I guess they're more like backup to each other's singles wrestling or whatever. But I think you're right about the Sting consistent basis. You would have to be there every week to defend the titles. I get it. But there's no one else left in the tag division that Acclaimed I can think of haven't beaten. They beat FDR. They beat Swerve in Your Glory. These guys are next, and I don't hate it. I'm entertained by Jeff Jarrett right now. I don't hate him as a human, but I know that he's a heel, so I hate him as a heel, but I like him as a, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm cool with it. I got no thumbs down on it.
I know. I know. I'm the fucking hater.
I'm gonna go look at the tag. I'm gonna go look at the tag rankings right now.
I am the hater.
Here's the thing: like AEW started out with such a strong tag team division, and now their tag team division is not as strong. And I feel like that's because a lot of the teams that were strong in the tag division are now going to focus on the trios division, like the. They haven't
updated their .com. The official AEW website hasn't updated the official rankings as of August 31st. That sucks?
Oh yeah, I don't think they're even going by rankings anymore.
I think.
Well, I don't even care about the rankings. I just want to know who's in the division.
I can tell you that you have the Gun Club, Private Party,
who's taking on FTR. Private Party, who's probably not ranked.
Private Party,
they're not at least ranked enough to get a
Top Flight. Top Flight's pretty cool.
Top Flight's still there. You still have
you got Best Friends who are technically in the trios division.
Yeah.
So this is cool. Friends. I mean, I'm fine with
it. They have Danhausen. So I mean, you have Danhausen as for them, so you can make it a tag team. It's a big deal. Who else do you have? You have Serpentico and Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the fact that you have to think about it isn't good.
No, I know. I forgot his partner's name.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's my point.
It's like I'm gonna bring it.
It's not your fault. It's their
fault. You still have, of course, the factory, which we'll get into.
You have a
factory.
You still have the factory.
From
but none of who you mentioned.
You still have Peter Avalon and Cesar Bernoni. They could be that. But you have Workhorse, which is JD, and I forgot his partner's name. You still, there's they're not on their Bear Country. I forgot their names now. There's something else.
I miss Bear Country.
Yeah, Bear Country. What the fuck? They're called like Iron Fist or some shit.
Yeah, Iron something that I don't remember what the.
But the point is, none of those teams would make sense in the tag title picture right now. Where Jeff Jarrett is
put Top Flight. I'll put Top Flight.
Top Flight are not Heat Magnets, though. They may be like are they like technically in Jazz or something like that, or they're with Stokely?
No. Oh, I forgot about Angelo.
Or they're in the Firm, something like that, right?
No. Top 5. They're faces. Yeah. I forgot about 2.0.
Private Party in the firm?
Yeah, because
that's what it is.
Party,
okay.
yeah.
Private Party. Makes sense.
But I mean, I forgot about 2.0. You mentioned them. Yeah, Angela Parker and Matt Menard. They could go after those.
A couple of sports entertainers.
Entertainers.
You also get Kingdom. Mike Bennett and Matt Saban, they just signed too.
Yes.
That would be a good team. They're a great team. So.
Oh my God!
Where's the Butcher and the Blade? Where have they been? Are they overdoing work?
No, they've been competing. They're fighting tomorrow. Rampage tomorrow. But see, it's another one too. Yeah, another tag. There is. It's just that there's no story. There's no story building to it. I'm okay if they do a fucking battle royal. If it's maybe even Butcher and Blade, fine. Build the story from after that. Okay, yeah, we're the next ones. Yeah, we're gonna just take away your titles. Cool. At least it helps keep the Acclaim relevant. Something, because right now FTR is on something else right now. They're on the losing streak. I think they're gonna take a break. In my opinion, I think that after they drop the AAA titles,
if anybody,
I think that's it. And hell yeah, they do. And I think the IWGP titles, which they'll be defending at Wrestle Kingdom. We'll get into that later because I want to get into with De Niro about that. But it's just that they're gonna be taking a break. I think they deserve a break. They've worked their ass off for the last 2 years, I would say, even prior, during the pandemic era. They have not taken a break. And even though we had, last week I was, talking about the rankings where they're at. They're number 2 in the PWI 100 tag teams. There's a reason why, because those belts that they won, they haven't really used them as much, and now it's about that time to drop them and take a break, buddies. I mean, you're still relevant. You'll still be fine. It'll be okay. I mean, FTR ain't going nowhere. It'll be okay. But I mean, you want to make the tag team championships mean something, and you don't want to lose that and momentum from the Acclaim. And you have to give them these type of feuds. I don't mind this feud either, Jarrett and Jay Lethal. It's just like, fuck, man, Jeff Jarrett, Jesus Christ, why? Give me something else, man.
All right, I have a question. What is it about Jeff Jarrett? I mean, he's in great shape still. Show that he can still wrestle. I mean,
I just don't like him. I just don't fucking like him. I just don't.
Is it like, do you not like the character, or do you not like the professional?
No, the character, the athlete. I know. I mean,
do you not like the character or the human playing the character?
I just don't like the character. It's just like,
well, then that
the way that it's no longer 1990 something anymore. Fuck, get over it. It's no longer 1990 whatever the fuck. It just get over it. Yes, you're the last outlaw. Fuck it. Okay, I'll give you credit. You did great for TNA. All right, I love it. I love you did great for TNA. You gave us something that WWE paid attention to. The X Division. I give you that. Behind the scenes, I don't hate the man. I love the man. On the scenes,
so you don't like the character the way that I don't like. Okay, so it's no secret. I don't like the Good Old Boys. So like, I'm not big on like with all due respect, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I'm not into like the. Oh God. Let me start with like the Greg the Hammer Valentine style people. I'm not into like the Barry Windham, Arn Anderson. Like, I'm not into the classic NWA guys. Like, that's not my vibe. Like,
hey yo, what the fuck?
I just if I was around when that was a thing and I was watching pro wrestling, I probably would have tuned out. So
tell me he didn't just say that.
Can I just say something? Like, I'm right there with you, Chris, because I actually hit up Ivan the other day. I said I might stop covering WCW on the Wrestling Delorean podcast because I can't get behind it, man. It is so fucking boring. Like, of this boring ass fucking Southern style wrestling. I can't do it.
That I get it. That's me. Me too. The good old boy style. Like, I just can't. I don't like it. I don't like the style of wrestling. I don't like the personalities. It just is what it is, man. Like, I would never have been behind the Four Horsemen if I was a kid growing up watching the Four Horsemen.
I agree. Same here. People look
And
at
I
it.
don't want to drop. I don't want to drop a hard B, but we know the word, and that's what it is.
I fucking love it. It's cool. It's
Like,
fine.
thank you, Shawn Michaels, for coming around when you came around, man. Because if Shawn Michaels never showed up, if the Rockers never showed up when I was 5 years old, I probably would have never watched pro wrestling. So yes, thank you.
I'm with you guys too. Like I didn't grow up.
We were like the Nirvana of wrestling to the Motley Crew that was already too much.
Well, I grew up more with the golden era. But see, the thing is that I enjoyed those Hogan, the Savages, the Jakes, the $1 Million Man. Because
that's fine. I don't count those as good old boys. I don't count. Those are icons, and those are larger than life comic book characters, and those were different than the good old boys.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you talking more like Blackjacks, like Blackjack Mulligan and shit like that, right?
Yeah, like that, like fucking like Red Rooster, like Michael Hayes, like Freebirds were awesome and all that. Yeah, like Terry Taylor's, like.
I feel like maybe that's why me and you probably gravitated more towards ECW because it was a lot more colorful. It was a lot more like grunge and all that, where you had different personalities. Where Southern style wrestling was more of just like a tough man competition, like, oh, I'm tough.
It was like Roadhouse. It was like the entire cast of Roadhouse had a promo thing.
Roadhouse.
It was just fucking blonde mullets, like even Stone Cold with the blonde hair. And I just recently saw somebody else who was trying to do the blonde hair back then. I didn't know about. I was like, oh, so yeah.
Yeah. I get no. Listen,
who the rude dudes with attitudes? Who the fuck was that? Whatever that was.
Fuck! I forgot. Who the fuck was that?
Was that a Johnny Ace or something?
No.
You think that's the Dynamic Dudes?
No, that's Dynamic Dudes.
I hate Johnny Ace was such a good singles wrestler because everything after that was bad.
Yeah.
But Ace Crusher was like the shit, but everything after that was bad. Who were the rude dudes with attitudes though? That's the thing. Am I making this up? Rude dudes with attitudes? Is that never a thing?
No, I don't remember. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
I remember the two dudes with attitude. That was Shawn and Diesel.
When it comes to
I'm gonna have to look into this.
I grew up with that. I know Southern style wasn't my cup of tea. Either,
the dudes with attitudes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Who was that? Who
El Gigante, Lex Luthor, Paul Orndorff, Rick Steiner, Sting in the Junkyard
Dog.
Dog.
Yes, that was the Stinger.
Yeah, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I don't even know if the chat.
No, you're not. You're not. I'm just like, but see, like I'm with you guys the same. It's just that but here's one thing. I appreciate them for what they given us because they're the ones that gave us, what we had in the golden era. Especially like I could go back to give me Tony Blatcher versus fucking Magnum TA in the steel cage match in NWA. That was fucking spectacular. Go back and look at that match. That was like, was an I Quit match. Like, fuck, they beat the living shit out of each other. Like Bobby Eaton, like I could go back in those times and watch it and enjoy them now. Even though it's still wrestling, but I appreciate what they've done for the business to give us what we're at. With Jared, on the other hand, is like he's the last outlaw, which is why he calls himself that because he's the one like his dad, Jared, he's that. So, it's just he's the last outlaw of wrestling, which is NWA, or Mid-South, or the Crockett Promotions. He's that guy because he wrestles that way. If you notice that, and that's what kind of annoys me. Is like that's probably why I dislike Jared for that. It's just that his character. It's like, bro, we're not. The South is over. That shit is done, man. We can even go back to politics. Like, I don't want to go back to politics. I want to go back to politics. No, that shit is done. The Confederate is done, man. That's it. No, none of that Southern wrestling. No, I respect my people. No, I'm sorry. I don't go on a tangent.
Everybody's entrance was Leonard Skinner. Like, yeah, shit like that, dude. Like stuff my mom probably watched.
What part of my mom too? I don't even know. Like, fuck.
It was the Bon Jovi of wrestling.
The Bon Jovi of exactly. That's why I have this pleasure of seeing Jared on TV is like, give these people the young talent a break, but I get it. I love Jared.
We haven't had a comment in 28 minutes say hate this content.
Yeah, that's how you know they don't love Jared. But let's move on. Fuck it. Let's move on. Jungle Boy. I wanted to say very quick before we get into it, Jungle Boy has kept his girl on check because ever since that fucking video that we posted on IG has gone like, wait a minute. Now you don't see. Now we don't see Anna Jay no longer accompanied by Angela Parker, how she used to have on Dark and Elevation. Ever since that video, no, it has not happened. I'll tell you that right now. So now she comes out with Tay Mello or she coming by herself. And Angela Parker comes out mainly with Jake Hager now. So I think they watch her show. So that's how you know Jungle Boy's like, what the fuck is this? Oh, yeah. He put his
Jungle Boy with this man voice.
I made him, I had to. I'm pretty sure he told her when he looked at her, he's
Fickle. They're fickle.
I guarantee you that he did probably do that. Because he wasn't,
It's because you're not feeling Uzi?
He wasn't feeling Lucy. But yes, Jungle Boy, Brian Cage in this matchup, and then of course Jungle Boy with the win. And then we see the firm Jungle Boy calling out Big Bill. Big Bill? W. Morrissey. But I
think they actually officially changed his name on the show to Big Bill too. I saw that they trademarked Big Bill.
Yes, they did. And I'm just like, what?
Well, it's the Big Bill. No. You can teach that.
Oh, man.
Couple haters?
Couple haters? Oh, man. All right.
It had nothing, no fire, no energy, no nothing.
It had nothing at all. And then, of course, here comes the boy Hook, baby, coming for the rescue as he comes and rescues Jungle Boy. And I'm in a group chat with Devin, and of course, he called this out, and I hope he's still watching this. Why would a big man like Big Bill will run away from a small man of Hook? I have these two gentlemen who are ECW fanatics who was going to answer that question for you, my tribal chief, because this Hook is the son of a legend, a son of a former champion. That is Taz. But now we're seeing the next feud. Jungle Boy and Hook versus the Firm. I'm actually, to be honest, now seeing Hook and Jungle Boy as a tag team. Ooh, see, there you go. Why can't we make them as a tag team? Oh, I gotta do it. Oh, that'd be sick. I'm sorry. You got the technician and the high flyer as a tag team. I do not mind it. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. But take it away, director. I know you want to say something, Hook, because you have your.
Yeah. No, I don't like this because
what?
Well, first of all, all right. Let me tell you what I don't like. First of all, I don't like that Brian Cage is on this fucking terrible losing streak. Holy fucking shit, dude! The dude's like 400 pounds. He's lost like 7 of his last 8 matches. Not into it.
He won the Ring of Honor Trios title on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So way to kill his fucking momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Especially to a guy who weighs as much as his bicep. Now, I may not be the biggest Brian Cage fan. I do appreciate his skill set. This Wolverine character, it's a bit much for me. I go to Planet Fitness, and he would definitely get the lunk alert going on. I don't know if you guys know what that means. Besides that, Brian Cage is a phenomenal athlete and pro wrestler because he is both of those things. Dude can do like 450s and power bombs and a power bomb into a 450. It's fucking wild. That being said, Hook is Team Taz. Brian Cage was Team Taz. Where is the storyline between them not liking each other? Where is the backup? Why? I think what we're on the verge of is a double switch here. I mean, Hook is already over, and people, I don't think, care enough about Jack Perry. We're supposed to establish Jungle Boy as being a solid single character, and now he's got Hook backing him up. And Hook is way more over than Jungle Boy, and now they're a tag team, and now they're not in. I don't get it. Like, keep them singles. We're gonna have Brian Cage and Bill Morrison Morrissey, whatever the fuck his name is.
Big Bill.
Big Bill, much easier to remember, versus Cage or Hook in Jungle. I think Jungle Boy makes sense. Is Jungle Boy turns on Hook at some point, and then I guess I don't know, but I'd like to keep their singles careers on the trajectory that it is. I don't see a potential future for this angle that makes sense to me yet.
But do you agree of Hook? I mean, Big Bill getting out of the ring while Hook coming in the ring instead of whooping his ass for a giant his size.
Do I agree with Big Bill coming in the ring and then Jungle Boy running?
No. Do you agree Big Bill leaving the ring as Hook is coming in the ring instead of staying in the ring and whooping Hook's ass? Do you?
I mean, you're supposed to. I mean, Hook is established as one of the goats of AEW. Like, I know that it's kind of a jokey gimmick, but it's like a serious joke. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what they're trying to establish is Hook is so terrifying as a 19-year-old prodigy that he even scares dudes that are 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. That kind of makes sense. But not in reality. It makes sense in sports entertainment. So that's what they're doing.
Sports entertainment, man. Entertainment. Jesus.
That's all I got. I need to know where they think this is going to go, where I'm like, oh, that was a good idea. Because I'm not there yet.
Okay. De Niro, where are you at with this storyline?
I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I feel like, why would we waste all this time? We wasted months after months after months of establishing Jungle Boy as a singles guy just to put him back in the tag team. And if you're going to have the small guy and Lee Moriarty team up with the big guy and Big Bill, you probably regret breaking up Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, because you would have a perfect matchup there with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. But
thank you.
I also, I feel like they don't know what to do with Hook, so they just put him into these random things. Like, he was just teaming up with Danhausen, and now he's teaming up with Jungle Boy. It's like, do you have nothing else for this guy? Like, come on. His fucking theme song is a banger, though. Shout out to Axel Bronson. But I feel like they really don't know what to do, so they just throw people into tag teams. That's the WWE syndrome. We don't know what to do with you. We're going to make you a tag team. And I don't see this team gaining any, traction. I feel like Disco Inferno booked this shit, because if you see Disco Inferno's constantly on Disco Inferno's always
this is why I want you to comment. My apologies. It's like Big Bill running from his life because Hook.
I mean, yeah, it's a little wild. Like, it didn't make sense. Like, have Hook fucking, toss Big Bill with a fucking suplex and have him shocked that he was able to do that, so he backs off. Don't just have him retreat. Like, fucking Hook comes up to like Big Bill's knee. Like, come on, he could just squash him. But anyway, I feel like, Disco Inferno booked this shit. They're probably listening to Conan's podcast, because Conan's podcast, Disco Inferno, is always saying, oh, if you want to really get casual fans, put Hook and Jungle Boy together, since they're two good-looking guys. You'll have the ladies tuning in because they're two good, young-looking guys. So I guess they were listening to Disco Inferno for this one. Especially, we know Disco Inferno and Jeff Jarrett are friends. So maybe...
Oh, yes, I forgot about
Glenn
that.
Gilberti has a little booking power for AEW, because he was just mentioning how they should put two of these guys together, and then next thing you know, Hook and Jungle Boy are together.
Okay. Oh, okay. In regards, just I want to get out of the way. In regards for him running, like Big Bill running away, that is a. I'm sorry, it's just no. Why would a big man run away from a small man? And I'm like, man, that would squash his and fuck that. I'm running away, but that's how you mentioned it. I'm with
David did beat Goliath. This is why I missed this show. I was not on for 2 weeks. I can't wait to be back.
and man, this was not. I wasn't feeling that moment. However, I know that at least it gives one thing. It gives the firm something to do. I do agree though. One thing, it would have been awesome to see Luchasaurus involved in this one. have Luchasaurus and Morrison going at it. No, hold on, Bobby Chulo. Hold on. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing Luchasaurus versus Big Bill. I don't mind that. Cool. At least that would have been an even matchup. You have Lee Moriarty, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Big Bill. Cool. I'm cool with that. I don't mind that. And I mean, you can have Ethan Page and Hook, maybe see how that's gonna go. I don't know. I think they just started this shit and let's see where it goes.
They're throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, they're just throwing shit at the wall. And if they did listen to Disco Inferno, well, fuck you, Disco Inferno. I don't fucking yeah. Look, Disco
Inferno. What do you ever do to you?
Because you know why? Because all his matches has been like, because you know what? At the end,
nobody cares. Nobody
fucking cares. Disco.
No, I never liked Disco Inferno.
I never liked Disco Inferno. It is just like
Disco Fever.
shit. Disco Fever. Disco. Oh, no,
you. There's like about 20 reasons why I'm gonna stop covering WCW on the DeLorean.
And it's Disco Inferno.
Fucking list. I can't stand that shit. That and the fucking American Males, fucking Scotty Riggs and Buff Bagwell, their fucking theme song. Like, American Males. Yo, every single time I'm like, why am I doing this with my life? Like, I'm educated. What am I doing with my life? Why am I sitting through this shit? You know how many times my fucking girl walks by, I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, exactly, I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure when you had to cover that, you had to be.
Fuck! Exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see where it goes with this. I'll stay tuned and watch it, see where they go. But other than that, I just wasn't a big fan of that walk out. Like, hey, here comes Hook. Oh shit!
Run, everybody!
Yes, I know. Run, everybody! Hook is coming. Shit, no. I mean, I shout out to Action Bronson. That fucking song is shit. I love it. Sorry, I do love it. Good shit. Damn it. Good shit. Speaking of good shit, House of Black, baby. Yeah, versus the Cutie
that
Pies.
was the broadcast that I saw.
Huh. The Cutie Pies.
Oh, it was a very quick matchup.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't think wow. Cool. Yeah, I got nothing on this one. Who won?
Oh, no. Well, of course, House of Black, but this was very quick. All I can tell you is that when the House of Black came out, the Factory was already in there. Nick Conrado was there. He confronted Julia Hart. Julia Hart missed him, and he's like, oh, shit! He fucking went out of the ring. The match started. House of Black beat the shit out of all these fuckers. And, of course, what I love is, like, shit. Malachi Black was just sitting in a corner, just in the, like, Raven style, just sitting, watching Brody King and Buddy Matthews beat the shit out of everybody else. And then finally, they tag in QT. Even QT was looking at the Factory getting their ass whooped until they finally tagged QT Marshall in the ring. And then QT was getting ready to take off his sweater. Boom! Of course, that roundhouse kick, baby. 1, 2, 3 squash match, very quick, but
yeah, okay.
And what I like, I just like the fact that Malachi didn't do shit. He was just like a true king, just letting his fucking warriors beat everybody up. He comes in and he kills the leader last, and that's it. I'm loving this House of Black. Please make it happen. Please make it happen. Please, at LA here in Los Angeles, the winner or whoever wins that triangle, fucking the trios matchup, whatever the fuck, have House of Black come out and challenge them and start a new feud, because we need to see that happen.
That's exactly the trajectory that this is supposed to be on, because they lost in the tournament. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll let De Niro break it down more. Take it away, De Niro.
I mean, there's not much to break down. This was a real quick squash match. Only thing is, like, I do want to say, like, I really do want to see the House of Black versus the Elite, because we've seen House of Black versus the Death Triangle numerous times. It's so sad, though, because the House of Black looks like they could be, like, the biggest storyline on AEW, but I just don't have faith in AEW making it the biggest storyline. I don't have faith in AEW doing much with the House of Black. Now there's rumors that Buddy Matthews' contract is coming up, I believe, in like February, and he does not plan on resigning. So, like, that's going to be a big loss to them. I just don't think that AEW knows what they have here. They have a fucking special ass team here. They have 3 guys who, in my opinion, it's my favorite trio. Like, I think that they're the best trio in AEW, and I feel like they've been top guys for a long time. Like, it's a shame that Malachi Black hasn't already held gold already in AEW. I don't know if they know what to do with them. And I feel like, you know, almost a year in, it's still like the same shit. They're just having either squash matches or just matches that don't mean much.
Yeah. I hope they better fucking make something happen. Do not lose that, because Papa H, he's calling everybody. And he is. He's like, hey,
you get a call. You get a call.
Oh, you get a call. I'll get a call. And, you know, bring everybody back. Why not? So I think we could see that happening here for Buddy Matthews, maybe so. But, I mean, we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see what happens. I mean, but we'll wait. Well, you heard it from us, Director. So there's a big, quick squash. I don't know how you feel about House of Black's future.
I like it. I mean, whatever terms and conditions that Alistair came to, or Malachi came to have him return, are good. You know, like, I don't know if I know he had his mental health issues where he has to take a break, he has to think about things, but I think that he also had a conversation about the future of his actual career, and they were in a direction that he agreed with, and hopefully we get to see that come to fruition, because he has always just been cut short a little bit in all of his endeavors, whether that's the higher ups doing that or just not. I mean, I don't know what happens in the office with his contracts, so he still has yet to reach whatever potential we all know he can reach. So cheers to that.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I wish I had a goblet. You know, that would be more on brand, but
yes. It's like a joke. The Tom Brady of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He's a Tom Brady. He's the Ocho. No longer what he's done, because he's officially a former 8-time fucking world champion. But yes, the Ocho, the Cajote, Chris Jericho versus Action Andrade. The crowd was really, really involved in this one. I was just like, in the beginning, they weren't. They were like, hey, okay, whatever. It's a jobber. Then later on, they got involved. Oh shit, he kicked out of the code breaker. You were like, oh my god, he did all these high flying moves. Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on? And
he got me.
She got him. They got all of us, man. I was just like, this man defeated Chris Jericho, and I fucking lost it. I first I was just like,
I cannot believe this shit.
I still couldn't believe it. You know. But at the end, you know, I was. But I was happy. And then, of course, Action Andrade got signed. Now, the story of this one, and of what I heard and what I listened and what I read, is that Jericho saw this guy on Dark. He had a matchup. He's had guy. Let's get him. Let me put him over. He told TK that, and Jericho did that. And Jericho went ballistic, of course, after, you know, backstage, of course. He's like, But now Jericho, I guess, is responsible for getting this man a contract. Congratulations to Action Andrade. I am not familiar with him, so I apologize, gentlemen, for not being the Matt Callis right now of who is this individual? Who is this Stanford Stooge? I don't know, but still, I'm happy for the guy. But great matchup and great crowd that was really behind him. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? I want to get your thoughts, Director. Were you shocked when you saw this? You're like, what? The fuck happened here?
Yeah, I did not see that coming. I kind of felt a little stupid. It felt like you did when you're like, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's a big deal in Ring of Honor. Maybe he's a big deal in the Indies. Maybe he's, you know, some guy who is huge in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla who I just don't know about. And this makes sense. Mm-hmm. That may still be the case, but I didn't know who he was. I, you know, thought it was just going to be a recovery match for Jericho to reestablish his win after losing his title. that was not the case. I'm going to try to not ramble. I'm going to try to coherent thoughts. I love the storytelling in the match because it did exactly what it was supposed to do with get the hope spots. You had the crowd chanting, let's go jobber. They were not cute to do that. The crowd did that on their own, but they did that because of what was happening in the ring. There were enough hope spots where the crowd was supposed to do that. I'm sure they talked about it. I'm sure the discussion in the match was, let's get the crowd to cheer for this unknown kid. Because, I mean, the dude looks like he's 18 years old at the most. He's probably older than that, but he definitely looks like he's, fresh out of high school. So smart storytelling to get the crowd to cheer for the jobber who was supposed to lose this match. When Jericho lost, because Jericho lost clean, there was no fuckery afoot. No one came out and caused a DQ. There was no surprise roll up. There was a finisher, and there was a clean 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. I was like, oh shit. That had to have been Jericho's call. And you confirmed that it was, which makes Jericho one of the greatest wrestlers and one of the greatest bookers in the history of all time ever. Jericho gave up that loss. Jericho willingly laid on his back for this kid to put him over. I saw the Andrade is All Elite banner before I saw this match. I was like, who and why? I saw who, I saw why. Jericho giving him a stamp of approval with that loss is a huge deal. I have two more points to make.
Go for it.
It's totally cool. I'm totally cool with this loss because it doesn't hurt Jericho at all. And if you bookend it with his loss on Ring of Honor, it makes sense that he just goes through a quick little 2-loss skid. So you get him back to back. The wound is, it's basically like getting stabbed twice before the wound has a chance to heal. If that metaphor makes sense to me, it's 2 quick back-to-back losses, doesn't hurt his career, elevates this kid into the future. And this is not Kevin Owens going over on John Cena. This is not an established current heavyweight champion who the fans are behind going over on John Cena. This is a who the fuck is that going over the Ocho? This is a nobody going over the Gajote. That is a wild, honorable. You say he's the king of dishonor. This is the most honor. I can't say this without feeling emotion. The most honorable thing I've ever seen a pro wrestler do, as far as in-ring rub. Like, wow. Like, just wow. Like, Jericho knows that he could put that. He could have won, and that kid would still be over. And he took the L. So, yeah, wow. It's amazing. Amazing that he did that. He didn't have to. That is just wild. I don't know what else to say. I love it.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I'm pretty sure, but everything what you just said.
I had a feeling that it was a Jericho call. I had a feeling it was Jericho's idea. And like you said, you confirmed it. I didn't know anything about the seeing him on Dark, wanting to put him over on Dynamite. And yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that Dark match then to see what this kid can do.
Yeah, it was the recent one. Yeah, yeah. Me too. I need to see it because I haven't seen it. I think he faced QT. I think who it was. I forgot who it was, but it's someone. But I heard it was a good match. I think if it impressed Jericho that much, and for him to be responsible, like to get him to get a fucking contract, kudos to this guy.
Jericho's one of those guys. Like whatever he does or says, it's the right thing to do. Like. Yeah, if he books anything or if he says anything, he can do no wrong, in my opinion. Like, it'll never be like, why did he do that? That's stupid. It's like, oh, okay. Like, he's infallible to me, like right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we all said it. I think that he, a lot of people are saying that he could be like the next Patterson for Tony Khan. Now that Regal, it should have been the guy, but Regal got back home to WWE, so maybe Jericho could be that guy. I wish Jericho could have more power, at least more. Hey, look. You fucking up here, TK, and certain things.
Well,
but
that's a part of his new contract. Like his contract has that in there where it's not worded as going to be the new Patterson, but it is worded as he has a backstage role along with this contract as well, where he's more of a consultant for Tony Khan. So
is that what it was, right? So he has that as what is it, a creative assistant, like something like that, right? Or Oh, consultant. Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. I see. But De Niro, go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on this, brother. How did you feel? You feel the same way, or talk to us, man?
I hated this. I hate feel good moments. I wanted to watch this kid's dreams.
Hey, this is a real cup of hater right here.
Cue that Ron Simmons. Damn.
Okay, I'm about to do it right now.
I hate feeling good.
Oh man, why? Man, that is terrible.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm totally joking. I thought that this was really awesome. Like, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't like too many squash matches on a show, and I thought like with the House of Black squashing the Factory going into this, like I was like, all right, this is just going to be a squash match. Is this really necessary? So this had me like hook, line, and sinker. I did not expect it to go the way it went. Just like you two, I never heard of Action Andretti or Andrade, whatever.
Mario Andretti, like the race car driver.
Yeah. So I never heard of him. So I really didn't think anything of this. And then like halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute, like, is it going to happen? Like, is Jericho going to lose to? And then like the crowd chanting, "Let's go Jobber," and then singing like, "Oh, let's go Jobber." Like that's insane. Like how, that's a testament to Chris Jericho. He said in his podcast, like he lives for these challenges of trying to get over a catchphrase, a new name, even after like all these years trying to get over something that's going to stick. And like he looks at these things like challenges that he gladly accepts to try to do. And having someone who no one knows their name, obviously they were calling him a jobber. No one was chanting for Action Andretti. They were calling him a jobber. And he got that over with the crowd. That is a testament to Chris Jericho. And I think that, like, yeah, what you guys said is 100% true. Like, he is the GOAT. You cannot say, like, I don't see anybody else at the status of Chris Jericho or ever at the status of Chris Jericho doing something like this. You wouldn't see Hogan or Savage do this. You wouldn't see Stone Cold do this. Stone Cold didn't even want to lose to Brock Lesnar. That's why he left. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't see someone at that status, that Mount Rushmore status, do this.
Independent epicenter. I agree. Yeah, that's. You'll see his comment. I was like, I feel that way about that too.
Action Andrade Alito.
It's Andretti. Andretti. It's Italian, not Spanish.
Yeah. What's going on, young Anthony? Appreciate you, brother.
So like shout out Anthony. But I thought that this was amazing, and like it just shows how much Chris Jericho wants to give back to the business. He's constantly looking at who's going to be a star, who could I put over. It reminds me a lot of Terry Funk in ECW. Terry Funk in ECW was a legend already at that point, already considered one of the best, multi-time NWA champion. And his whole thing in ECW was, who can I make a star? Who could I put over? That's why you had guys like Tommy Dreamer and Sabu and all these guys that Terry Funk wanted to wrestle, like Shane Douglas, like Raven. He wanted to wrestle these guys because he saw something in these guys. That reminds me of
even with Mick Foley in the big roster.
Yeah.
He saw the same thing there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what I see Jericho doing today, and I love seeing it because guys like Jericho at this stage of their career, they're best suited for getting that next crop of talent ready for when they retire. And that's what, like, I was having this conversation with, I forgot who I was having this conversation with, right? It might be my fiance. And I was saying how if John Cena comes back, like, because of the rumor of John Cena might have a WrestleMania match, it's best if you put John Cena against a younger guy, because at this stage of John Cena's career, he doesn't need another WrestleMania win. It will be beneficial for someone. I think it would definitely be what's called Theory. It'll be beneficial for Theory to go against a John Cena.
We're the same, brother. Right? We're the same.
Exactly. It would make Theory a bigger star. Like, that's what a veteran would do at that stage of their career. And Chris Jericho he got his finger on the pulse. He knows what his role is. He knows his role is to get that next crop of talent ready. So I think that it's just a testament of the person he is. It's not even the wrestler he is, but the person he is. He's willing to give back. And I love this. This shit had me, like I said, hook, line, and sinker. I was like, going into this, I was like, oh, another squash match. By the end of it, I was like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck just happened? So definitely awesome. Great moment. Might be one of the best moments in fucking AEW. Like, it was shocking. This reminded me a lot of 1-2-3 Kid. No one knew who he was when he came in and he faced Razor and beat Razor, you know? Like, awesome shit.
Good call on that. Good fucking call. You know?
I love it.
That's right. We do love it. Yes. And what I do love is this matchup, because like I said, this crowd was really great. Dynamite. Compared to like the other like crowd, I can't answer why they don't feel that way, but I really enjoyed it. I can't sing your song. I don't know. But yes, versus of course Tate Mello. Not Conti. Yeah, I don't know the song. Take.
I'm a Rancid fan. Sorry.
No, me too. But the old school days, not yeah. But this match was great. I liked it. It was good. Of course, Soho with the win. Enjoyed that. Of course, we saw. Okay, somebody came out. Of course, she's no longer that. But yep, and came and made the save, and yeah, beat them up. Blah blah. But I hope this story is over. They're better. If they do it one more time, if Ruby Soho needs a partner, fuck, just give her a partner and just to end this matchup. I need Ruby Soho to move on. I need her to be the next upcoming challenger for the TNT belt. I mean, excuse me, for the TBS next week, Jade Cargill. Something, man. We wrote, okay. The hype is still there for Soho. It just, fuck, man. It just didn't. I'm digressing. Book this woman right. Give her something different. Like, get her away from Jazz, especially this from Tay Mello and Anna Jay. Just after this, please let her get it over. But hands down to these two women. Great match. Enjoyed it. Top to bottom. Good. I couldn't say no. Couldn't say nothing wrong with this one. I enjoyed it. Director, your take.
I mean, yeah, exactly the same. We need to move on. It's over. I mean, unless you're going to get Ruby versus Jazz or Anna Jay, but I don't know if they're going to do that. So yeah, I'm cool with Ruby going up to the challenge Jade Cargill. That's the next logical step. Beat her in the finals. So fuck. I guess that means Ruby might win, and I don't want that. So we'll see what happens.
What? Wait, what?
I don't want anybody to beat. I want Jade to be like 300-0 by the time she's done, man. I want her to go. Yeah. She's that bitch, you know. So I'm cool with.
I am that bitch. There you go. That's right.
Cut the shit, Ivan.
Oh, all right, fine. You asked for it. I'll play it for you. Damn it.
Here with Jade Cargill and the baddies.
First and foremost, Tony, cut the shit. First and foremost, Tony, cut the shit. Tony, cut the
All right,
I think maybe Ruby challenges Athena. Like if they're still doing any cross promotion, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be into that match. So yeah,
I like that. Challenging Athena for the.
I believe they had a feud in Shimmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did. Didn't know. Give us your take, brother.
So this was a good matchup. I think that these two women have good chemistry with each other. But yeah, I'm done with the JAS in general. Like I like the team, but I feel like they've been feuding with the Blackpool Combat Club forever. This feud with Ruby Soho's gone on forever. Look, fucking sirens going off. Like no one likes this.
13th floor. You can hear that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's that loud. But I think there's like gunshots out there earlier. That's why I had to mute it. So crazy. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like every time there's a feud with the JAS, like it goes on and on and on and on. I know that this got prolonged because of the injuries that Ruby Soho had. It never got their conclusion, but hopefully we might get one more matchup because we had Anna Jay come out. So we might get one more, maybe a tag match.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, after that, like move on from there. I think Ruby Soho is such a great wrestler and will benefit anybody else that she's in the ring with. So I would like to see more from her.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's for sure. All right. I want to get you guys to stop very quick on this because I know I didn't bring it up in the beginning of it, but I kind of want to get your take on the future of these individuals because you know what? I am curious to know the future of not the BB, no, not the BBC, but the BCC. Well, I think I don't know. Did they get rid of it? The Blackpool.
I think so. It sounded like it. There was, I forget what promo it was, but yeah, I mean, like you have 2 champions in Ring of Honor, 1 champion in AEW. So like, and then am I gonna have to spend $10 on an app to watch Wheeler Yuta? Like, fucking no.
No, I am not spending $10. But what's the future now? I mean, so far it looks like it's 3 of them. I don't see. We'll get into that in the main event right now. But I don't know. Give us your take. Back to you, De Niro. I mean, what do you think the future holds for? I think I'm assuming they got rid of the Blackpool because William Regal's gone. If they leave a Combat Club, I don't mind either. But how do you feel? Take it away.
I mean, I don't even know why. If William Regal's not there, I don't know why they would all be a team still. To be honest, I wouldn't be mad at them all going their separate ways. Like, I don't know what else you could do with them. I think what would be a cool feud is to have them possibly go against the House of Black, maybe. Like, that would be a cool trios matchup, but that's all I can see them doing is just good matches. Like, I can't see them getting into another, like, real feud because, like, the guy who really catalyzed that feud with the Jericho Appreciation Society was William Regal. So, like, I feel like at this point, like, it could all go their separate ways. Wheeler Yuta became a big enough star with this team to go his separate ways and do his own thing on the roster. I don't think he necessarily needs them. So, I don't know. It just seems weird with Moxley, who's always been like a loner, always did his own thing. Like, besides when he was like with the Shield and all that. But
I'm about to say, man, the guy made his name off a trio.
Yeah, no, but I meant like in AEW. Like in AEW, right. He was pretty much like a loner, right? And then now he's like running around with like Wheeler Yuta. Like, I don't know. I feel like he could do his own thing.
Director, how do you feel?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have a team named after a guy who's no longer in the company, right? So I mean, you can call it a Combat Club. That's corny, but whatever. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know how they're going to split their time on air, unless they're going to defend Ring of Honor stuff on AEW. So yeah, I have no idea what the future holds for these 3 gentlemen and the Combat Club as a whole.
What's going on, Dave? That's right. The Pro Wrestling Podcast. What's going on, brother? But yeah, I'm with you too. I would even actually I would not mind these guys going for the trios as well. This is another trios you can add to at least have investment on the trios titles. I wouldn't mind that, but I'll get into the end. What I've already predicted, 2 matches are happening so far, and one of these individuals are involved. But other than that, I would not mind if Bryanson, whatever, but if he's out of the picture of Combat Club and he's alone and he becomes a lone wolf, then that's fine with these trios. Cool. I don't mind it. It will hurt because I'm like, damn, sucks, But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna sit and see what we'll see what happens. I think what's gonna happen is that Mox is gonna be a lone wolf. I think once Ring of Honor once it's stable and once it's running its course, we're not gonna see much of Wheeler and Claudio. I think we're gonna see more of them. I mean, more of them on, of course, Ring of Honor, and probably we'll see Moxley probably be a lone wolf here, or unless Danielson doesn't leave. I don't know. That's a question that we all have to wait to see what happens, right? I mean, definitely. Main event time, ladies and gentlemen, which I'm disappointed. Okay, not disappointed about the match. I know. Don't hold on. Don't jump on me already. I know. I was talking about the Diamond Ring was also announced along with the World Championship. That's what I'm like, what? Why did they do it first the Diamond Ring and then the title? I get it. You want to protect MJF, not him to lose. But the way I would have done it, have him get counted out. He doesn't get pinned. At least he got counted out. He loses his Diamond Ring. That's what I kind of wanted to not start loses momentum. But I would like to hear you guys' thought about it. But the match was great. Instinct classic. It reminds me of the Attitude Era for me. It's like your Rock and Hunter, or I know I'm comparing those type of matches, but it kind of reminds me like a main event on Monday Night Raw, like the attitude there, like damn, it went back and forth, it's a low blow, and then that was it. And of course, we heard the music. Of course, director's favorite man, yes, the Danielson.
He's a great wrestler, but he's never going to be on my top 5.
I
Yeah, and I just mean that. I mean that personality-wise. It's just yeah. He's great. He's great. He's one of the best of all time. He's just not
Come
one of my
on, man. You know he's gonna be looking at you, man.
Fickle. They're fickle.
I miss the Eco Warrior. That was my favorite version of Daniel Bryan.
Bring that back. But this. Other than that, I mean, I'll get into after though because I want to get you guys' thoughts. But match was great. I felt for me was a classic. Did it hurt Ricky Starks in a way? Not kind of, because I wish he would have won the Diamond Ring, in my opinion, and could have gotten it by count out somehow, some way. Because he'd still be relevant. My concern and my curiosity is what's next for Ricky Starks. All right, he lost the title, lost the title matchup. What's next? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put him against fucking Samoa Joe for the TNT title? Are you gonna make him go after the Mid-Atlantic title? What's next? You want to keep that fire going. The crowd was really into Starks. You don't want that shit to die, and that's where I worried about. Which is why I always digress and give shit of TK's booking when it comes to like Bryson Starks, like as of Ricky Starks. Where the fuck is Hobbs? Where the fuck is Miro? That's another thing that I get pissed. But I'm digressing. I apologize. I'm derailing. Director, give us your take.
I mean, the match was good. MJF can absolutely wrestle. It's his character that makes you want to think that he can't, and that's sort of the contrast in his skill set and his personality, which I like. Obviously, we know Ricky can go. He was never going to win this match at all, which none of us were surprised by. I like the dynamic in the match. I like how he had him in the salt of the earth and he kept like grabbing things that were going to get the ropes and stuff. That was super cool, very technical. As far as who's next for Ricky Starks, I don't know, because everybody else who has a mid-level title just won those titles, and it would be way too soon for Ricky to lose another title or for those guys to lose titles they just got. So you're in this weird in-between where he can't challenge Wheeler because he's going to – why would you squash Wheeler, who just won the belt, or have Ricky lose, who just lost a title match? Same with Joe. He's already – the Hobbs thing's over. So maybe Luchasaurus, like who's a singles wrestler who's not exactly in a title picture that's a heel? You got to look at that and then kind of see who lines up with Ricky Starks and who can also potentially go with him on the mic. Christian Cage, maybe? I don't know. That'd be really cool.
Yep.
And then, are we talking about the aftermath as well with the thing with the guy?
Yeah. Go for it.
Cool. Wow. They definitely booked that really soon. The Daniel Bryan, Brando Dancing versus MJF. I don't see a reality where Daniel Bryan would lose a championship match, but he would kind of have to lose this because that's the whole point of MJF having the belt. So that would be huge. That would be a big, big, big feather in MJF's cap if he found any kind of way to win. I mean, I'm including dirty tactics. I'm assuming he would use them. So if he found a way to even beat Bryanson by cheating, I'd be pretty stoked. So yeah.
But I gotta say one thing. We all of us here, we called it when we saw, like when he mentioned Danielson. We all called it. We all said
it's revenge for the Regal thing too. That's still an unsolved issue.
Yeah,
Braniel took personal to that.
Danielson. Danielson. There you go. I think we all predicted. There was going to be like MJ was going to win, and the first person was going to be Bryan. We all predicted that before even Full Gear happened. Go to the archives, ladies and gentlemen. Go look at it or listen to it if you're listen to it. Archives. All three of us here predicted that Bryan was going to be the first individual for MJF because we all were questioning who should be the next one in line. And it's Danielson. So there you go. But De Niro, the floor is yours, mi hermano.
I thought that the matchup itself was really good. These guys had really good chemistry. And something that I really liked also was the way that they built up to it throughout the show. You had MJF cut a promo backstage on Starks, and then you had Starks cut his promo, both very strong promos. So it's not something that we typically see on AEW. So I thought that was cool, the way they had both guys talk about the main event leading up into the main event, build that last-minute hype for it. Like I said, great chemistry between the guys. I think that Ricky Starks came out of this matchup looking like $1 million, even in a loss, especially also with the stamp of approval from Bryan Danielson after the matchup by raising his hand and allowing the crowd to give him that standing ovation. But yeah, MJF was definitely going to win this matchup. We all knew that. He just won the title. We've been building up to this title run for a long time, so I did not see him losing this at all. We already had the shock of Action Andretti getting a victory. I think it would have been a bigger shock if Starks pinned MJF here.
I would stop watching pro if that was the case. I'd be like, oh, we hit the end. This is it. This is the earth is flat, and this is the edge of the earth, and we're done.
Yeah, right. We hit the ice wall. Yeah, that was funny too, because like I forgot that the ring was also on the line until the referee had the belt up on one hand and then the other hand up. I didn't see the ring at first. I thought he was just like raising his hand like that. Oh, he's showing off the ring. So after that, I was like, all right, I forgot that this is also for the Dynamite Diamond ring. But yeah, I thought the matchup was good. And yeah, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense for Bryan Danielson to come out, especially with MJF taking out William Regal a couple weeks ago. That's obviously Bryan Danielson's mentor. You saw how Bryan Danielson was ready to, defend him against Jon Moxley even after William Regal took out Jon Moxley. So I like the story that they're going with Bryan Danielson defending his mentor. Like it's above the title at this point. It's more personal for Bryan Danielson. So I think that Bryan Danielson and MJF are going to have a great matchup. So I think that, eventually I could see Bryan Danielson being the one to take the title from MJF, but probably after a couple times going for the title. I don't see him taking it right away. So I like where things are going right now.
Oh, me too. Which, well, you know what? Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask this. Okay. You know how back in the days, all of us will know, when a heel praises someone, a face's promo. Back in the days, that never happened, right? So now we're in the modern era now. So MJF praised Ricky Starks' promo. Do you, as fans, and going back, we can go back to the Attitude Era, maybe Golden Era, even it doesn't matter. But do you guys approve that? Or should you think that heels should not praise babyfaces' promos? Is the question what I'm asking you both. I mean,
I don't know the context.
So basically what I'm saying is MJF praised Ricky Starks' promo, the one he cut on him last week, the week before.
Where did he praise it? To his face in the ring, or like
when he was with no, this is when earlier during the show when he spoke to what's his name, Marvez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what did he said like, "Oh, you cut a good promo. I like your promo. Good job, buddy."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Or would you like? Because I remember talking shit on like moving to Texas. I was like, "All right."
Yeah, but
it's kind of like he was being he always sounds sarcastic. So if there was sarcastic,
sarcastic in a way, but praising it at the same time, though.
I don't think he was like, "I like your promo. We're friends." I think he was being sarcastic. So
yeah. But the way how he praised it, though, like, oh shit, he mentioned it. But normally, like, heels really don't kind of mention that in a way. I mean, I don't know. Someone brought it up to me in the IWC community. I'm like, it was a good question to ask.
I think if there's a sarcastic tone, like, "Oh wow, you brought up this, and this. Good job." That's the MJF vibe I got. So
yeah, I feel the same. That's why I'm asking. Because I was asked to ask. You guys. I mean.
Now, if he went to Twitter, it was like, "Can't wait for my match with Ricky Starks. He cut a great promo on Dynamite." Like, then I would be like, "No."
Yeah, because that is
aggression.
That would be the version of that I would not like. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
De Niro.
things got really like muddled with the Attitude Era and with like ECW with heels being cool and getting cheered. But if you go all the way back to the dawn of time and the whole story and the psychology of what a heel and a babyface is supposed to do, the babyface is supposed to get cheered and the heel is supposed to shine a light on the babyface to get cheered by you hating the heel. So I think that it was MJF's way of basically shining more of a light on Ricky Starks to get Ricky Starks more cheered. So going into the matchup, he's the clear-cut babyface while MJF is the clear-cut heel, because still, you know, MJF is still getting cheered. Even though he's a heel, he's still getting cheered. And I know he wants to be the heel, and AEW wants to portray him as the top heel. So I guess that was his way of basically going in there trying to say, like, hey, you cheer him, you boo me. That's the roles that we have. And it worked because the crowd was booing MJF and they were cheering Ricky Starks. So I just think that he put his little spin on trying to get to that point. So I thought it was all right.
I like it.
That was Uzi.
That was Uzi right there. Yes, it was. Good job. Now, very quick, just to end this, you know, we got one, you know, look, it's already booked, gentlemen. I think we all predicted it, and it's bound to happen. So far, I feel that these two matches will happen and we're looking at these two. Of course, you know, Danielson, MJF, Moxley, Adam Hangman Page. That promo from Hangman, we didn't bring it up on for the Dynamite review, but it was a good promo. Hangman is winning me over with his promos. Since the day when with CM Punk feud, even with Kenny Omega's feud, as a matter of fact, was fucking fantastic. I like how, I don't know how you guys feel about Page, but the way remember when AEW started, his feud with Jericho for the belt, right? You notice how he grown so much on promos. It's developed so great within the last 4 years coming for AEW. And for Hangman, I like the promo that he pulled off, but I couldn't even, you know, they showed him a picture of his phone. I couldn't remember my son, or couldn't remember my son's name.
It's right here.
Like right fucking hit. Yeah, it really like right now. Oh yeah, that shit really hit, and like just he fucking sold it, man. He sold me, like, oh, I love it. And that's why I can't wait to see this match. And you know what? If it happens, Revolution, Moxley's gonna put him over, and I'm happy if Moxley does that. It doesn't hurt Moxley to lose, but this is a storytelling match coming up for Revolution. So I don't know how you guys feel about that promo and about these two matches for Revolution. So I'll take it to you, director. Yeah, you expect it, right? You expect it too? And how do you feel about the Hangman promo, by the way? Because we didn't talk about that.
Hangman is like, he's gotten better at the promos, but they come off as somebody else writes them and he rehearses the shit out of them.
Okay.
They come off as really good acting that you can tell is acting. Like he's trying to put on an Oscar-winning performance, and for me, that pushes it into the corny zone. They're very well performed, but I can tell they're a performance. They don't come off as natural. He's trying really hard to be that everyman guy, and he's hitting all the spots. Oh, I come from nothing. I have a kid, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. It just doesn't come off as natural to me, but that's just me. If it got you in the feels, that's cool. But I kind of knew where that promo was going, and I was like, oh, really? All right. Well, we're going to cheer for him because he got a kid? All right, cool. Sorry. No offense. I know you got a kid, but like, it just...
you're a fucking heel. You're a heel. You're a fucking heel.
It's a cheap pop, bro. Cheap pop.
I fucking knew it. You're a heel, damn it.
This is such good shit.
That's why it's good shit.
He might as well come out and be like, I was in the ambulance and we drove by a hospital and my son was born at a hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina. Like, it's like, that's what it feels like to me.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he does have a good point. I'm just like, fuck.
People weren't connecting with him, and so now he's trying really hard to be connected to. So, yeah.
I love the promo, but now I hate it. No.
It's like watching a movie where the acting is just too
fuck this promo.
Or
Oh my god. I was loving it, but that fucking Chris ruined it, man. That was it.
It
You know what?
yeah,
You're right. Yeah, well,
All
fuck that promo, man. Shit, you see what you just did? You fucking made me change my mind.
It's still cornball.
No, that's definitely a good point. Like I gotta agree. Like it does sound like he doesn't come off as natural when he's cutting these promos. I feel like he does sound like he's trying a little hard, but like he is getting better at it. I feel like he's at best when he's, you know, all riled up in the ring. Like the promo against Moxley leading up to their first matchup, where he was like yelling, "I'm a man, I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet," and like screaming all like that. Like that was more believable than when he gets all quiet and like, I didn't even know his name. Like that doesn't come off as believable. Like that's why I feel like his best promos were against CM Punk. And maybe it was because he went off of the script and that's what caused the whole drama and all that. But maybe when he's being more of himself, he's more believable. But then again, when you're being more of yourself, you cause issues. So I don't know where to go with that.
Man, you just ruined that promo for me, man. I'm like, fuck. You know what? Damn. Motherfucker has a good point. Shit. I can't say anything. Like,
You're right.
He has a good point. I mean, but give him credit. At least he's trying, though. I mean, he's developed, though. And in 3 years, this guy really won us over. I mean, shit. I mean, if I don't want to go back too much, obviously for his career, but he did win us over in AEW. A lot of people did not in the American audience didn't know who the fuck he was. Bring up certain people that Ring of Honor who are Ring of Honor marks, yes. New Japan, of course, people that are New Japan marks, but the audience in America overall, they never tuned in to Ring of Honor on a daily basis or New Japan. I mean, look how long it took Hangman for him to win us over, and he's doing an amazing job and still doing that. You know, I still praise the man, even though his promos are. Director broke it down like, man, he just killed the moment for me. Fuck, I'm like, man, it's okay, but you know what? You're right, though, bro. I mean, you're not wrong in that. You're absolutely right. But
it's really good acting. You could tell his acting. That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like when they're in the studio, right? And I've seen this a lot where they're in the studio and they're rapping, and they're in the booth, and it's like, yo, the verse is fire, but it sounds like you're reading it. So do it again. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what.
Yes. Good call. See, music minds. There you go. Good, very valid point. Man, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I wanted to talk about the World Tag League. I don't think we have enough time. I just wanted to say.
I know that much.
Well, before you go, all right. I know you guys are bounced, so I guess Dinner and I will talk about it. But before you do, we'll talk about the last World Tag League. Will be Dinner and I and we'll end the show. But very brief, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget. Tomorrow it is Rampage, of course, and there it is, the card. John Moxley, Sammy Guevara, in the main events, Wardlow, of course, in action. Sky Blue versus Britt Baker, DMD. Britt Baker, yes, Britt Baker's face. Sky Blue versus Britt Baker, DMD on Rampage, and Orange Cassidy, best friends, and of course Dustin Rhodes versus the Butcher and the Blade and Trent and Skip Saban, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, starting 2023, make sure you. Go to the Whiskey Store. Of course, on January 22nd, I will be there. And come and join me. Come see Mr. 47 himself right there, the director himself. I always wanted to ask you this question, and I'm going to ask you live on this platform. Why do you guys, you especially, I never see you dressed in color. Decided to wear.
I can't. You're cutting out. What are you saying?
You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Oh, my apologies. Okay. My question is this for you. Why did you decide to wear a colored shirt for this picture instead of all black? I am curious.
You should go watch the music video and you'll see why.
I did see the 47, but
plug.
Yeah, go watch the music video on YouTube, FTS 47.
Again, I have to pay attention to it again.
Yeah, watch the video. It's just that's all.
Just watch it. Description. If you click right here,
I'll go to yes, I'll go back and look at it again. But no. Well, I'm talking about the picture though. That's what I'm talking about. The picture.
That was shot during the picture was taken at the video shoot.
Okay. I was just
So that's
curious.
what we wore in the video.
Okay, because I never see you're a colorful guy. It's barely.
I'm not gonna wear all of fucking stage clothes and just fucking Madonna doesn't go out in lingerie when she's at the Taco Bell, bro. Actually, you know what? She might.
Yeah,
She probably does.
you know she would.
That example.
But yes, and go watch that music video, ladies and gentlemen. Go watch it. 47 Fate Destroyed on the YouTube channel. Go watch it, subscribe. It's on our LINKTREE where you can follow the director in Fate Destroyed. That one of the number one hit song right now, 47. Go watch that music video. Is amazing. She gets kidnapped. She does all this, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy ass music video.
Movie for sure.
It's a good movie. But I know. So tomorrow we'll be back live for MMA, the recap of UFC 282, the last UFC pay-per-view of the year of 2022. Director will be hosting that tomorrow, along with Championship on the Line and Coach Rage. Because there was a lot of debacle, but I'm going to say that for tomorrow with Director. So, Director, I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow.
Cool.
And we love you. And one more thing. You are going to Dynamite. So Merry Christmas and happy birthday.
Oh shit! I don't even know when that is.
January 11th. So you better not do anything because I have your tickets.
I will make sure that I'm free.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm saying it live right now. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. I got you and your wife tickets. You're coming with me to Dynamite.
She's gonna love that. She doesn't watch pro wrestling, but she has fun at live events.
Yeah, well, you're coming with me. So Merry Christmas, happy birthday.
Thank you. Cool.
Your birthday's coming up. What's your birthday?
January 1st.
Yeah, New Year's Day.
My birthday is 20 days after his birthday.
I know.
Oh, we ain't done, homie. We ain't done. But
no, we got one more. Yeah, broadcast the future.
I love that logo right there. We're about to talk about this right here.
Yeah, yes, because it's just we needed to talk about it, and I'm trying to look for the damn picture because I had it here. Okay, there we go. I had to move a lot of things around, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologize, but the last topic of the night to end the show, Tag League. That is right. The winners and the losers. Oh, we're bringing it on, broadcast. That's right. This is the last topic. The World Tag League. I wanted to say very brief. Shout out to Ace Austin and Chris Bay. The whole tournament in the Super Junior Tag Leagues, they've done a phenomenal job. No pun intended, AJ Styles. But, man, they did an amazing job. And so I'm really happy that, they were, they went to the finals and fought Sho and Leo Rush, which was a banger of a match. Ladies and gentlemen, go back and watch that because that match was a banger. The whole card was really
banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
It was a whole banger. I'll tell you that. And did not see this coming. Did not see a back-to-back. Goto and Yoshihashi, once again, the winners of the World Tag League, defeating Aussie Open. I thought it was down predicted that Aussie Open were going to win the whole thing and challenge FTR at Wrestle Kingdom, and now this is happening. So I'm excited for that. The other unexpected was Carl Anderson retaining the never open weight title, defeating Hikuleo, and I think Bakley called it, or you called it, I think you both did, that it was going to happen after Tama Tonga lost, to Jay White.
That was all Bakley, yeah.
Man, and now Tonga is going to be facing Carl Anderson at Wrestle Kingdom for the never open weight title. And the other, it's my heart, because I cried when he made the announcement. I don't know why, but he did it. Suzuki Gun, it is over. They are done of 2022. When Minoru Suzuki said that, I cried because it's over. We're not going to have the Techers. I mean, they can still be themselves as a tag team, but What happened with Kanemaru? What's gonna happen with Desperado? What's gonna happen? Taka Michinoku. I mean, so sad. Why?
I mean, I feel like Suzuki-gun been around for like the last decade. Like it's it's time to do new things, and I feel like this leads to what we predicted with Taichi teaming up with Sonata.
Yes!
Said that they're both going to leave their respected stables, so I think that could lead to that now.
Give us your take. The floor's yours. End the show with the overall, man.
This was fucking awesome. Like, I thought that this show was an absolute banger, and I got so excited for Wrestle Kingdom after watching this show. I've been home for like the last 2 weeks because of COVID, and I gotta say, like, the one positive that came out of it was it gave me nothing but time to watch all the wrestling, because it's hard to watch New Japan and all these other shows when you have work, you know what I mean? So I was so grateful that I had time on my hands to watch New Japan and everything. So I thought that this was fucking awesome. Carl Anderson winning this matchup was surprising, and now I can't wait to see a signed WWE star at Wrestle Kingdom. Fucking awesome. Him and Tama Tonga is going to be a great matchup. I really like Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto winning the World Tag League because it was unexpected. I was definitely expecting to see Aussie Open versus FTR in the rematch at Wrestle Kingdom, but this has me more intrigued because this is a first-time ever matchup. I think that Hiroki Goto and Dax Hardwood are going to fucking tear the house down against each other. Yeah, and big shout out to Yo and Leo. I thought that was really cool too. I actually thought that they were going to give it to Chris Bay and to Ace Austin, because I feel like they had a great run. Really cool to see Impact Wrestling sign talent on New Japan. Really cool to see just fucking, like I said, WWE signed guy and Carl Anderson on the show. You have Impact Wrestling signed guys in Ace Austin and Chris Bay on this show. But overall, like, New Japan is strong, no pun intended, going into Wrestle Kingdom, and the Wrestle Kingdom card is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So this is going to be really awesome to see. I definitely think that Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi beat FTR for those tag titles, without a doubt.
I'm with you too. I don't disagree at all. I think because we're seeing the ending of FTR, I think they're going to take a break. They dropped the Ring of Honor titles. They're going to have to drop the AAA tag team titles because they really haven't been defended as much. And now with this too, why not? I think this is going to be a fantastic match, though. You just mentioned.
Like FTR has been wrestling banged up for a while too. Like, you constantly hear Dax's shoulder, Dax's knee. So like, they've been wrestling banged up. They deserve a break. And why hold these titles hostage if you're going on a break? You know what I mean? Like, New Japan is not like AEW. You're not going to have interim IWGP Tag Team Champions. So yeah, have them drop the titles. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi definitely deserve it. And as much as I like FTR, I love FTR, but they haven't defended those titles too much in New Japan. So at least those titles will be defended more often in New Japan if Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi hold those titles. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait, man. We'll get into it. We still have so much coming up, ladies and gentlemen, that we have 2 more weeks of content. Of course, the holidays are coming up, but when it's the New Year's, we're gonna have a lot more to have a blast with the New Year's, because we still got Noah, we still got Keiji Muto and Naka New Year's Day. You got New Japan, of course, Wrestle Kingdom 4. You got New Year's Dash then the following day, which I'm excited for New Year's Dash. Man, it's a great beginning of pro wrestling of 2023, to be honest, man. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm excited. Man, I mean, shit. But before we end the show, I mean, let the people know your announcement, man. The Wrestling Delorean Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, he's back. But he will let you guys know his announcement. Take it away.
So, all right. So it's a 2-parter, right? I constantly, for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, I'm constantly talking about old school stuff. And the people love when I go back in time and talk about the old school stuff. But then I also will talk about the modern things. And I feel like when I talk about modern wrestling, it's a little redundant because then I come on here and I repeat the same things, right? or I say it here and then I go on my show on Fridays and talk about AEW again. And I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I'd rather keep all the modern news here to the Circle of Debate. Like, if you want to hear my opinions on anything that's going on modern with any WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, I'll say it here on the Circle of Debate. So going forward, the Wrestling Delorean podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be just old school reviews, which I think is why people like my shit anyway. They like when I go back in time and talk about the old school stuff. And the second part of the announcement is starting on Friday, I will be going all the way back in time to 2002 and starting my journey reviewing every single Ring of Honor event in its history from 2002 to the modern day, all the way from the era of Honor Begins, which is the very first show in Ring of Honor history, live from the Little Murphy Rec Center, where it only fit 200 people in there, right? We'll be talking about that show starting tomorrow when the Wrestling Delorean podcast returns this Friday, tomorrow, for the first time in 2 weeks, because, like I said, I've been down and out with COVID. I'm back. The DeLorean is back tomorrow. We'll be starting our journey with Ring of Honor. And like I said, going forward, we'll be talking only about classic content. So Mondays, you're still going to get the Attitude Era Raw reviews. On Wednesdays, you'll still get ECW. Friday, we're going to be doing Ring of Honor, but we also will be returning to the TNA reviews that we started last year. We didn't get back to it for a while, so we're going to be getting back to the TNA reviews next week, but starting tomorrow, we'll be talking about Ring of Honor. So really cool to be back, and a lot of new content coming for the Wrestling Delorean. So stay tuned.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right. But it's another thing too, ladies and gentlemen, that I want you guys to know as well. Of course, let me just do my typing very, very briefly. All right. Hold on. I have to do this because I want everybody to know this, ladies and gentlemen. Because I know you guys saw it, even though you guys don't, I don't know if you guys follow us on our social medias, but I want to say here, and I'll let the video explain for itself. Let me put the video file, so there you go. Play it, ladies and gentlemen. And that is right. Your very own Wrestling Delorean podcast merchandise now. It is there. Make sure, and I'll play it again. You see, there you go. Make sure, hit on our LINKTREE, purchase your very own Wrestling Delorean merchandise right there. You get the cup, you get the mug, you get the shirt, you get, man, Jesus, the pillow. I love the pillow. That's my favorite. I think the pillow's my favorite.
Word. Like, you know what I mean? All respect, praise, and love to Three Falls brand. I appreciate Three Falls brand. I hope everyone continues to support Three Falls brand, the best rock and wrestling merchandise on the planet. But from now on, Wrestling Delorean podcast merchandise. If you want your Wrestling Delorean podcast merchandise, you're coming to the Circle of Debate LINKTREE. Copy merchandise. I mean, shit, look at that. Cups, pillows, shorts, T-shirts, hoodies, mugs.
Long sleeve. And yes, and the sweater is my favorite. The sweater, because you have the DeLorean in the front as your logo, and in the back, you see the back, like, oh, yeah, there you go. Representing fire. I love that. And, of course, the white tee is my favorite. I mean, I'm not much of a white tee guy, but what is the DeLorean fucking logo on it? You have to wear this. You have to buy it. And that's when it's on its way for me, so I'm waiting for it. And especially the mug, the cup, I'm waiting for my cup. See, I got my cup here for Circle of Debate, but not waiting for the cup for the rest of the day. I'm waiting for that. And also, we got the coffee mugs in white too, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the white coffee mugs with just like you see the white tee is the same for the coffee mugs besides the black, also the white as well. So I am excited. Oh, it's up there.
Just what you see here. We have a lot more too. You got leggings for the girls. You got, it's so much shit, man. Like, check it out.
It's
you got chancletas.
The chanclas. You got everything. You got it all there, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to play you guys again. I'll let the ending very, very quick. And there you have it. Go to our link tree right there, Circle Debate. Go to the merchandise store. Purchase all your Wrestling Delorean podcast besides COD. But man, it's time to all you passengers. It's time to wear some merch. It's time to take on and represent the DeLorean, baby. That's what you want to do. That is right.
Definitely.
And another perfect gift for the holidays. There you go as well. Pretty soon, well, next week when we come back for episode 133, we'll put a promo code for you guys. Won't let you know how much percent off, depending on the merch store, how much they'll allow us to give a percentage. But yes,
we'll
put it out for you guys. Oh man, but I love it. But yes, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is that time. Yes, fantastic 2.5 hour show. But you know what? It's good to hear De Niro back, and I'm glad he's doing better.
Good to be back.
That's why, man, he you see, he's awake more than me. But man,
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time because, of course, I want to thank everybody who was watching, tuning in. Shout out to Bakley. Shout out to my tribal chief. Shout out to TK, the Banger Podcast. And shout out to Broadcast, the future of podcasting. I don't know what time is it in Australia, by the way, because I know you're in Australia right now. Shout out to
the Pro Wrestling Podcast.
And shout out to Dave from Pro Wrestling Podcast. Thank you all guys who tuned in. And, we'll be back. De Niro's back in action now, so I'm happy. He's happy. We miss him. I'm glad that he's better now. I know COVID ain't no joke, ladies and gentlemen, so be careful out there, Make sure y'all stay protected. Be careful. And, say no jokes. Be safe out there. But once again, all to our audio platform listeners, en español, señoras y señores, gracias por todo el apoyo. Y síguenos aquí en Circo de Debate. No se olvide para suscribir en el canal abajo, suscribe, las notificaciones y pues para que vean todos nuestros videos en vivo o para no nomás de lucha libre, pero también si le gustan del UFC. Tenemos más contenido para ustedes, o si quieren a regresar el pasado con el señor DeLorean para que puedan escuchar lo que ha pasado, el pasado de WWF o de WCW o SW o TNA o de Ring of Honor, lo que ustedes gustarían, pónganse sus cinturones para ir con nuestro hermano aquí, el señor De Niro, para el pasado, para ver todas esas épocas. Y saludos a toda Latinoamérica, Colombia, Nicaragua, Brasil, México, Salvador, Ecuador. Gracias por todo. Argentina, todos. And shout out to Argentina for almost my way to the World Cup. Shout out to Australia for all of Australian fans and Irish, and of course, and Ireland too. You guys do for us. And shout out to all our European listeners, UK, of course, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, Guten Tag, Getestir, das Tschüss. And Italy as well. Thank you so much. The Philippines out there too. Matt Callis, he'll be back soon. He's still getting situated. Vietnam now, Fiji. Now so all of you guys, but thank you all for watching us and listening to us. You're the reason why we're keeping on going. You're the reason why De Niro keeps it going for all of you guys. And that's, we appreciate you guys. But De Niro, let them know again. Let them know in English. Let the people know. Let the world know that it's listening.
Now, yeah, I mean, we appreciate all the fans, all the followers, all the Wrestling Delorean passengers, all the great debaters. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button because there's so much content that comes out on this channel every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the Circle Debate, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, interviews, fucking vlogs, live show vlogs. Like, there's so much that comes out on this channel. So definitely hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. Like Ivan said, we do this for you guys. And you're the reason why, like, we want to do this every week. Like, this shit is fun for us to interact with you guys and, give our opinions to you guys. So thank you so much for all the support, all the love. Cop some merchandise, represent your favorite podcast. So I appreciate everybody. So glad to be back. I couldn't wait to come back. COVID definitely is still out there. So be careful, be safe. And yeah, I am back and I am feeling better than ever. So expect a lot of this face on this channel. All right, hit that subscribe button.
There you have it, Ism. That's right. You heard him right. Mr. DeLorean is back. The time splitter, he's here. Mr. Capsule himself, back in time and in time for all of you guys. So DeLorean's out there, fasten your seatbelts because this band is going to take you back in time.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be back tomorrow with the MMA recap. Saturday hopefully we'll do a league Christmas show. Trying to get everybody together. Stay tuned for that if you follow us on our social medias. And more coming, ladies and gentlemen, because the year's not over yet. We still got a lot more to do before we even take a break for the holiday and New Year's Day. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Wrestling Delorean Podcast, FDS, the League, the Wolfpack, of course, COD. We don't just all do podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Don Callis, look, Matt Callis here, so I'll do it. Fucking make history, man. See you guys on the next one.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!